sex, you become eternally bonded with somebody forever. So imagine a woman that just had multiple sex partners, and let's not even talk about using a condom. Even though I don't believe in condoms, that's why you're supposed to be with your man and stick with him for the rest of your life. You know, you literally are getting the personalities of all these different men, and then we wonder why we have so many women that is messed up mentally, and they don't even know it's because all of the multiple sex partners.
We got Yahki, motherfucking awakened, back in the wine cellar. And you don't even drink no wine. I'm drinking water just for you. I need to detox anyway. I had it was the week long on vacation, and then I think it was Friday I got up with the wino. So I try to take like days off where I'm not drinking.
Yeah, it's time hydration.
Yeah, exactly. I got you. Listen, you said my winos was crazy. Why crazy?
So you dropped the video. I noticed when you drop your content, you do it in a live sense. Right?
Yes.
So of course I'm on there. I got my whole family watching it.
Oh,
we watching it like it's a day view. So we watching it, and I'm checking the comments, and yo fans, it's crazy. They in there. Another hotep. They go another selling y'all bullshit. I bet you he a religious nigga. Then when they heard I was a Hebrew, he one of them Hebrew niggas. This line, I'm like, damn. It was nothing but negative, crazy comments. But I can tell that they learned from you, because how they say hotel. I say I didn't heard her say that on her lives before. So they sitting there taking all of your comments and using it against me. But the crazy part about it is, once the video posted, it was nothing but like real pure comments on the post part. So it balanced itself out. But that live, boy, they was attacking me. I'm glad I got thick skin.
Listen, I know. We was just talking about that because our winos is so brutal. And they've been wanting a format like where they could actually come in live and hear the guests. And then when the guest is done, they in the audience and they get to ask you questions.
Right.
So it is going to be like they get to ask whatever they want. I don't know if you remember Donahue back in the day.
I know,
Man, and when they got in, they tried to get in Farrakhan ass, and Farrakhan shut everybody down. So I told him, I said, just give us time. We're going to get you something like that.
That's going to be powerful.
Listen, we're trying to make it happen. And that way they'll be able to, watch it live from the house, or they can come in studio and it'll be live real time.
And right after the show, live.
We go to the questions. And they gonna hit you, not me. I'm just a mediator.
I can't wait to be on that roster. I'm gonna love that.
Listen.
It'll be a better exchange too. That way I have a chance to defend myself.
Yeah.
I wouldn't finna be back on there like this. But
I don't even type. I tell people all the time. It's like, because people have their perspectives based off of what you choose to put out, because you only share parts of your life that you want people to know, right?
Facts.
But if they assume something that's not true based off of a perception, right? You can't argue with no lie. I tell people that all the time. You said you're taking what you want to take from this. I don't know which way you're gonna switch, so it's just best we just meet in person.
Yeah, it's not fact.
You know what I'm saying? Ever since I've had kids, I lose countless hours of sleep trying to keep them safe. And being a parent or caregiver already comes with its own set of fears, and I don't want to add any fears of my child being taken or lost. And that's why I've partnered with Elaine J, who provides a child safety kit for our peace of mind. The child safety kit folds up just like a brochure. It can fit in your glove compartment, wallet, or purse, so that caregivers and parents can access information quickly in case their child gets lost or taken. If you notice your child missing, contact authorities immediately and have your child safety kit ready. Let's put the wine down for a second, because at times like this, we need to take a shot of the olive leaf extract, because the olive leaf boosts our immune system and has been known to reverse high blood pressure, lupus, diabetes, and certain cancers. Check them out at myoliveleaf.biz to learn more and to order, or simply click the link below in the description box. Now back to the wine. Peace to the higher God, as I honor our beautiful black queen. The black woman is God. Amen. Without the black woman, there would be no us. Amen. Without the black woman, there would be no space. Amen. And space is black. Amen. By the black woman. The black woman is to be preserved. Amen. The black woman is to be honored. Amen. The black woman is to be cherished. Amen. The black woman is to be protected. Amen. By the black man. By us. Amen. be protected by the black woman as we protect her. How dare you try to put your spur on the black woman's face?
That's right.
The black woman is not a cum bucket. She's an Academy Award. You don't ask a black woman to fuck her in her ass. You don't ask a black woman to suck our dicks. You are to honor and protect that black woman with everything. She births our children. She raises our doctors and lawyers. And for that reason, we will always protect, honor, cherish, and admire and keep safe the black woman. Come on, baby, let's go.
Yo!
I thought we were supposed to serve potato salad and raisins.
Skits like this plus a lot more wine spilled live with me, Unwind with Tasha K on stage in Miami on October 20th, 2023 at 8 p.m. I better see the winos at the Flamingo Bar Theater. Grab your tickets, doors open at 6:30 p.m. and seats are first come, first served within your ticket tier. And if you think I cut up on this here internet, you ain't ready for the shit that's about to go down live on stage. Scan the QR code or get your tickets using the link below. The winos are toasting up in Miami. Purchase now. So welcome back. They loved you. I wanted to talk to you about this throat cancer shit that's been going around. I don't know if you heard about that.
Yeah, I've been hearing about the throat cancer, a lot of colon cancer.
Yes, I have a friend right now suffering from colon cancer. I've been trying to get him in contact with you. You busy, but
But I ain't too busy for you, sister.
Yeah, you busy. Like he's going through chemo right now, but you know they're saying that I believe it's HPV is what's causing a lot of the
virus,
throat cancers and colon cancers and things like that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what?
So, I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of your audience know now, but my perception and how I look at disease is super, super different. So when I see cancer or the mutation of cells or malignant cells going through their mutation phase, I think all disease to me is the body trying to heal itself. I'm actually writing a book right now that'll be out in July. It's called Healing the Illusion We Call Disease.
Okay.
And basically the book is taking every disease known to man and shifting the perception about what disease is. And my stance,
and that's why them crackers trying to come after you.
Yeah, I know. I know. And then it's hard for them to come after me because I don't believe in disease. So how can you sue me or try to send me away for healing disease that I don't believe in? So that's why it's so hard for them to really even get me in court, because my position and my stance is there's no such thing as disease. Disease is the body creating symptomologies to heal itself. So basically, like let's talk about the cancer, right? But I want to lead up to it. So for instance, if you get a cold, you start coughing. Like if you cough right now, you will feel your chest tighten up, and then that cavity wall in your chest will release itself. So if you actually study a cough, it's literally the body breaking up coagulated mucus that's inside the bronchial tubes. So they will, when you go to the allopathic community, they will actually give you cough syrup to suppress the cough back into your chest to keep the mucus there. But the whole point of the cough is your chest cavities basically dilating themselves and then collapsing again to break up a coagulation of mucus for you can expectorate and get the mucus out of the body. So a cough is a healing mechanism. Same thing as a sneeze, hachoo. Yeah. If you put your hand in front of your face, you can feel wind and particles hit your hand. So they will give you Claritin or some other type of pharmaceutical to suppress the actual antigens that's causing you to expectorate. But if you look at the actual mechanism in the process of a sneeze, it's the body way of getting things out. It's called sternutation. It's the body way of getting out particles, getting out dead cells or anything that's inside of the passageway and even down to your digestional tract. Then they say a fever. You know, if your fever is over 103, if your fever is over 100, then you need to go to the doctor for you can get fluids, or they'll put you on something to actually suppress the fever. But a fever heats up the body. Not only do it heats up the body, but it heats up the blood for it can kill any type of bacterial infection that's inside of your temple. So you have a cough, which is a natural healing mechanism. You have a sneeze, which is a natural healing mechanism. You have a fever, which is a natural healing mechanism. Then inflammation. Inflammation is basically the localization of acidic tissues, and that's why you get swelling there. And that's to localize the acids, for the acids won't leak into the bloodstream, and then you change your blood pH and you die. So everything that they call disease or everything that they call a virus, these germ theories and these virus theories, is actually the body creating itself symptomologies to show that the body is actually healing itself, trying to get not only mucus out of the body, but coagulations, blood agglutination, any type of toxemias, dead cells, all of that. So there's no disease that you can tell me right now where I can't give you a different perspective on how to look at the disease. Like, hold on, this is not a disease. This is the body natural capability of miraculously literally healing itself. What they have done is they have tricked us into the illusion for your body healing itself. All these programs, the teller of visions or the tell-eye visions, the radio programming, the allopathic community, and John D. Rockefeller had came up with this. I mean, it's an evil but brilliant idea. So evil but brilliant because it worked. How about your body way of healing itself? I teach you and give you education and a curriculum to actually prove that it's not the body healing itself, it's actually a disease. And then I'm going to create an antidote. That way, when your body go through these natural detoxification symptoms, because you have to go through one, because you constantly bringing in toxins, whether it's through food, whether it's through water, whether it's through the environment, whether it's through air, just breathing in pollutants. So your body is going to heal itself. What happens if I can trick you that when your body is healing itself and it brings these symptoms, you think it's a disease, and you come to me and I give you an antidote and further suppress it. And the more I suppress it, the sicker you get. So you got to keep coming back and buying these medicines until you die. You see what I'm saying? So saying that, let's go back to cancer. What happened if cancer is the same type of healing mechanism? I was reading a book, and the book says something brilliant. It said that all cancer is when the body accumulates so many coagulated cells, and these cells go through basically a process of fermentation, and they mutate. But since it's all within the body basically create a trash bag and dump all of those dead cells in a trash bag. If you look at that mechanism, that's what you call a tumor. So if you think about what cancer is, imagine you have all these cells that's broken down. Your cells die. Your blood cells die every 40 to 60 days, sometimes 90 days, depending on that. Your skin cells die off every 3 days. If you get in the shower, if you get in the tub, you see that ring around the tub, that is not dirt. That is actually dead skin cells. Your bone cells, they change their structure every year. Your hair fall off and sheds off every 4 to 7 years. Every different cell inside of your body go through a death cycle. It's called controlled apoptosis, meaning the cells have to die off and then they get regenerated by something called the ribosome of the cell inside the nucleus of the cell. So if cells die off and the cells go through these metabolic processes, then that means they have to be reborn or regrown. Cells is grown by oxygen. So if you are lacking oxygen, whether it be through eating anti-nutrient dense foods, meaning you eating foods that don't have any nutrients in it, you're dealing with a toxic environment, you're dealing with all types of dioxins in the air, gas fumes, carbon fuels, emissions that's in the air. You dealing with tap water that got all types of aluminum, mercury in them. You know, you going around, you getting shot up your arms with all these things that they say that's supposed to help your so-called immune system. Because again, I don't believe in the immune system. Once you start seeing how much we come into toxins within the environment, these things start damaging the cells. But you have something called a lymphatic system that's supposed to cleanse the system. But if you're constantly putting yourself in these environments, the lymphatic system becomes stagnant. The lymphatic system is the sewage system of the body. So the blood is what feeds the cells of the body. The nervous system, it talks and it commands the cells in the body. And then the lymphatic system cleanses the cells of the body. Whenever the lymphatic system get backed up, what happens is the body have to go through a different healing mechanism. The first thing it does is throws the body into a cold and flu-like symptom, right? So anybody that got cancer, it always started with a cold and flu-like symptom. That's the first line of defense, because it's going to start trying to expectorate these things out of the body: coughing, sneezing, inflammation, fever. We are not in tune with our bodies enough to know that, because we doped up and we drugged up off the food, and we under all these different illusions. And these, for real, we under illusion. I mean, think about the food, the junk food we eating. We high off of sugar cane. We high off of high fructose corn syrup. We high off of all these different foods to keep us oppressed and depressed mentally and spiritually. So our bodies get these symptoms and we automatically think it's some type of cold and flu, and we say, I'm going to let it pass. But you don't know what you're doing when you don't change your diet to let these things expectorate. So all these coagulated and agglomerated cells start clunking themselves together. So when it's time for the body to reproduce a cell by the ribosome, since no oxygen is coming in through the environment, what's happening is the body has to heal itself and it has to keep ATP going. So it goes a fermentation route. Whenever you see fermentation, you start seeing fungus, you start seeing mold. All you got to do is sit some bread out. You come back 3 days later, you start seeing mold form on that bread. Sit an apple out, cut the apple in half, sit the apple out for 2 days. You're going to start seeing it oxidize. You're going to start seeing these brown spots coming on. Same thing with a banana. Pull a banana, peel a banana, sit the banana out. Same thing with an avocado. Cut an avocado, that's oxidation. That's called the rotting thereof. So that's what's happening to our cells when it gets deprived of oxygen. So this same thing is happening to our cells, but usually the lymphatic system is working to push all of those toxic cells, dead toxemia, out of the body. Well, when you have a backed up lymphatic system and your kidneys and your adrenals are not online and not working to do that, what happens is the body got to do something with the shit because your body is smart. So it start literally creating bags of tissues and it get the coagulation of dead cells and it stuff it in these bags. Then you start feeling the pain because it's full of acids. We talking about amino acids. We talking about unbinded chemistry and minerals. We talking about dead cells, toxemia, dioxin. We talking about mercury, all types of stuff that need to go somewhere that can't make it through the lipid route and get out through the kidneys and the adrenals by way of urination. So the body say this shit can't hit the bloodstream. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to localize it. I'm going to find a spot to put it at and I'm going to let it build up there.
So
and that's what you call a tumor. And all cancer is when cells mutate and grow uncontrollably.
No, I've read that. So what you're saying is actually pretty fucking impressive. I've actually read that. It's like, because you know, the cells it's like, where are these dead cells going?
And so you're supposed to urinate these dead cells out.
Yeah.
And the amazing thing about the body, and that's how you know disease is an illusion. The body will turn yourself into a fever. You go into a fever, the first thing you do is start sweating. Your skin is the largest organ on your body.
And it's trying to get it out.
So it's going to get it out your skin. Some people get skin rashes and they look at the skin rash and they tell you have a skin disorder. They will give you steroid cream to rub on the rash, but it's the skin trying to defecate and get rid of what your lymphatic system is not capable of getting rid of because you won't change your diet. So now everywhere you go, even though it's the body trying to heal itself, they have come up with a way to trick you to believing that it's an actual disease when it's not. It's just the body trying to heal itself.
So how do you forever keep the lymphatic system drained? I mean, people tell me I got the bladder of a squirrel for real because I drink water all day. I'm always forever drinking water. But how do you keep the lymphatic system from getting backed up? So
you have to keep the elimination pathway open. You need oxygen. So oxygen is the molecule of life. It's the God particle. Other than melanin, oxygen, you need it. You actually need oxygen to even synthesize melanin. So oxygen is that main molecule. You need it. So you have O2 and you have O3. These are your oxygen molecules. O3 is called ozone oxygen. This is the oxygen that you draw in from the ozone layer. O2 is what you get
by sunbathing.
Yeah, by sunbathing. Very good. Okay, I see you know that. Yeah. So that's a very good way to get oxidation and get this oxygen in the body. The next way is just doing deep breathing and drinking water, or H3O2. Then you have another one that get converted in the body. It's called H2O2, or what they call hydrogen peroxide. That's why if you get a cut and you pour hydrogen peroxide on the actual cut, you'll see all them suds and them bubbles come up. That's oxygen. It's going through oxidative therapy. That's what we need. Without oxygen, you cannot convert.
And it heals.
Yes, it heals you, showing you that oxygen heals.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So we are missing that molecule. The reason why is because they're polluting our air. We're not getting enough oxygen. The reason why is we're eating food that don't have any oxygen combining chemistry in it. The reason why is we have lost the technique of breathing. Like a lot of us are being mouth breathers. Breathing through your mouth, it actually cuts your life expectancy by 10 years. It changes the structure of your mouth. It pushes your teeth out. It make you talk different. It gives you rotten tongue. It gives you thrust on the mouth. It messes with your circadian rhythm when you're trying to go to sleep. That's why they even created some type of band-aids and stuff, or tape that you can literally close your mouth with when you're sleeping, because they have figured out that with mouth breathing, you don't get delta wave sleeps. Delta wave sleep is a deep sleep you get to regenerate and heal your body, because most of the healing process go on when you in your sleeping stage. But you can't get that when you're not actually going into them deep realms of sleep and you're producing something called delta waves. The lack of oxygen is what messes with your sleeping pattern. The lack of oxygen is what kills you.
Is that why pregnant women stay sick? Like, well, I mean, postpartum women stay sick because we cannot.
Yeah, and then
we can't hit that realm of sleep. And I remember, like, after having my son, like, I stayed sick the most the first 2 years.
Yeah,
because
guess who robbing your body of all the oxygen though? The baby. That's who took all your oxygen. And literally after a woman give birth, she spend the next 2 to 3 years rebuilding her body. So
I tried to tell. Listen, I was
it's so long.
I was on a walker at 38 years old.
Yeah, I bet.
Pregnant.
I bet.
I lost bone loss.
Yes, guess who took some of them bones? Guess who took that calcium and stripped that? Most women are anemic and become anemic when they get pregnant. Guess who robbing the body of iron? It's the baby. The baby do not care about you when it's trying to grow itself. I'm telling you. And that's why they made things called prenatals, and you're supposed to go on specific diets when you get pregnant, because the baby is going to need all that extra energy, and the baby will rob you of it to make sure it save itself. Even the placenta is not the mother's. The placenta is for the baby. The actual baby grows the placenta. A lot of people don't even understand that ideology. So look, back to the oxygen. So oxygen is used to actually create something called glutathione. Glutathione is actually a detoxification mechanism in the body. It opens up something called the NRF2 pathways of the cells. These pathways are made for the cells can get out what they eaten. Just like you have to eat, and then after you eat, you have to go defecate. You have 150 trillion cells in your body that have to eat, drink, and defecate as well. The only thing about you is when you defecate, you have the luxury of getting up, walking with your legs, and going to the bathroom. Your cells that make up you don't have the capability of doing that, so they poop on top of them cells. Now, if you look at what poop is actually all the toxins or the metabolic byproducts of the things you've been eating. So these things are very acidic in form and in nature. So imagine a cell pooping on top of itself and it's full of acids. It begins to break the cell down. It breaks down the integrity of the cells. It breaks down the mucosa membrane of the cells, and then it's so hot it starts sucking and depriving the cells of all this oxygen. Then mucus gonna come in and try to save its day, which it do more fucking harm than good. Even though mucus is a defense, it does its job too well. So now mucus gonna come, it covers up the cell full of oxygen and starts suffocating the cell more. So when the cell gets suffocated from all the oxygen, it says, oh shit, I need to do something or I'm gonna die. So what it does is it gets signals to all the other cells to tell the cells what to do, so they start reproducing themselves quicker because they don't want to all die off. Now you have cells being basically going through cellular mitosis or meiosis, dividing when they're not supposed to be dividing and repopulating. That's called cellular growth. Now on top of that, it still got to get energy for the cell can do its everyday function. But remember, you need oxygen molecule to do all of these energies. So it would do something and it will go an anaerobic route, meaning it don't need oxygen to get ATP. ATP stands for adenosine triphosphate. That's the highest form of energy currency. Without that, we wouldn't even be here. We would be dead without this signal, because this signal is actually what gives our body the fuel and energy to wake up in the morning and do our everyday life processes. So instead, it gives you something called ADP, adenosine diphosphate. So the triphosphate, it has more energy to yield in the cell. But when you can't use oxygen, the body just get to pick up the pieces with whatever it get. You kind of like a homeless man. Homeless man eat out the trash can because he got to eat. Same thing with the cells. When they can't get oxygen, they can't get that rich food. They're like, well, fuck it, I'm finna go eat out the trash can. So they take an anaerobic way, and they use the bacteria of the cells to form energy to give them ADP. This go through something called a Krebs cycle and lactic acid. So it have to build up more acid, and to use this lactic acid to form energy. Remember, acids burns the cell, and that's where the disease come in at. So when you look at what cancer is the body being deprived of oxygen, and it's trying to heal itself. So it take another currency of energy. So even when you look at cancer, it's the body trying to heal itself.
Yo, like I remember these white people that came in. I used to work at this restaurant called OK Cafe in Atlanta. And it was where the wealthiest of the wealthiest white people would come. Yeah. Eat breakfast, lunch. They ate there 3 times a day. They all lived in, it's kind of like where we at now in the Jewish Center, right? And they would go it was very common for them to leave breakfast and go lay in oxygen chambers. These people,
that's called, so look,
old as fuck.
They hip though. So look, what them chambers are called is called ozone therapy. Hyperbaric chambers.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly what
you know. That shit heals cancer quick, and guess what it does? So most people with cancer, because it's illegal to have a hyperbaric chamber in America. Why is that? But it's a Mexican doctor that's in Mexico right now where people get cancer. Say if the herbs are not working quick enough, they ship them off to Mexico, and they coming back healed because they are putting them in these ozone 3 hyperbaric chambers and healing 3-month therapy where you go in there every day for 30 minutes, or they put them in an ozone 3 sauna suit, which I own one of those, a sauna suit. But it's so this is how corrupt America is. I own a sauna suit, and I only can use, me and my family can use it. If I get caught having somebody else to use the ozone 3 sauna suit, I will go to federal prison.
Why?
Because they don't want you healing your body of cancer. Because the moment you realize that dis-ease is an illusion, you get to buy back your freedom, and you get to give yourself more time here on earth to figure out they bullshit. They're capitalizing off of us being stupid, and we are literally paying these people to kill us. So yeah, so I'm glad you just mentioned that. So now this is how you know I'm not lying. It's called an ozone 3 hyperbaric chamber.
I'm like, where you going? To my little oxygen chamber.
They straight ban them in the U.S.
These people would be goddamn bones, and I'm like, what the? How are you still here, Miss Peggy?
Oxygen. So look, this is they do let you do this. They let you do oxygen therapy in America, where you can get oxygen IV. They give you ozone 3 through the actual IV. But when you do it that way, it takes a long time to actually oxidize. From all of my research and study, the best way to actually get oxygen to a cell and to heal the body of cancer quickly, always use herbs first. But if you at your last stage and you at your last breath and you got to take drastic measures, because I don't recommend ozone 3 therapy for everybody, because it does burn, because it's highly alkaline. So I don't recommend everybody to do it. But if they giving you 4 months to live, I mean, come on, you gonna die anyway. We might as well go all the way the fuck out with it. Get inside. You need a oxygen O3 oxygen therapy sauna suit.
How do you get those?
So I literally got mine from Mexico. So, but you can have them in the U.S., but you can't. Hopefully they change the rules to this shit. But because you can't let another your family can use it, but you can't open up a clinic. Like I have a clinic. It'll be illegal for me to bring that in my clinic and use it. But I can
even if you gave it away for free.
To see, Tasha, you smart. Now we can say, see, you smart. All right. You giving me some ideas here, so we might be able to work around it.
Like, come see my free sauna suit, you know.
We might be able to work around it. Send me a donation or something. Yeah. I'm gonna do that. That's smart. I'm gonna run that past my attorney.
Crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to get me the connector.
I got you. As soon as we done,
get me one, because I'm like, but I'm always outside. That's my thing. I'm always outside. I'm always coastal front. So
yeah, and that's good for you too. You getting all the elements in. But we have to understand too, the sun, even though it's healing us, and if it wasn't for the sun, we wouldn't be here. We are literally children of the sun. The sun is very acidic too.
Yeah.
So the sun can take you through oxidative stress as well if you in it too long. So and
that was me yesterday.
Yeah, the sun will stress your cells. So for the average black person, especially people that don't get sun and they in buildings all day without windows, I say they need to get at least an hour in a day. For people that is outside working, cutting grass and stuff, they start adapting to the sun more. They need about 2 to 4 hours of the day. And then you got things like football players, people that's practicing rigorously on the scale. They can be out there for 10 hours and don't get burned.
See, I don't burn anymore.
Okay,
I used to burn.
Yeah.
Like my nose used to burn.
A lot of people think that black people can't get burned by the sun. The sun will burn your ass.
I got burned. It was funny because I was out there laying down with me. It was me, Slim, and Shaq, and Slim hadn't been I don't think he'd been to the beach in years. He was like, I don't sunburn. And I was
got burned up.
Listen, I'm looking at his head. But he drunk as shit. And I'm like, Slim, your head is burning. He was like, no, it's not. The next day, he had raw patches on his head.
I bet.
He was like, I didn't even know.
Yeah, that's why when I'm out on the beach, I make sure I get in the water. I was just in the water yesterday.
I was just in the water yesterday,
you gotta cool yourself down.
Keep going.
Yeah, cause back and forth.
I had fell asleep in the sun, woke up, whole side was hot. I said, let me go to let me go get in the water and stuff. But and I recently stopped wearing makeup.
Oh, praises.
Yeah,
I'm gonna dap you up on.
No, for real. People was like, why do you announce that stuff? Because you don't understand. I started aging faster because I have to wear it's not have to, but when you have a show, they want you to look your best every day. But I'm just but this every day
it's make you older fast. Yeah.
Me.
And it's so many different chemicals in there. You got parabens in there. You got all types of different metals, like aluminum in that stuff.
I'm all I'm doing is eyes and some lips. That's it. Yeah. I'm not doing nothing on my
keep it super light. Yeah.
I gotta heal my skin because I was just looking at pictures from 10 years ago. I'm like, my skin is not the same.
You want to reverse aging fast?
Yes.
Berries. Incorporate berries. Blueberries, blackberries.
I eat them every morning.
So eat a big old bowl of them. It's something in them called anthocyanins.
Okay.
And these anthocyanins the anthocyanins is basically the pigmentation of them. So the darker you find them, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
Yeah.
The darker the flesh, the deeper the roots.
I usually do strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, and blueberries.
So okay, good. So look, just start trying to find you some acai berries too. Acai berries, blueberries, blackberries.
Can I do them organic frozen or no?
I would say try to find them raw, but if you can't find them raw, organic, I'd rather you do organic frozen than to do the ones that got the herbicides and the pesticides and the insecticide sprayed on them. So
okay, gotcha.
So eat a big bowl of those a day or eat a acai bowl a day. These things have anthocyanins in them. They are antioxidative, meaning that they won't.
All the winos gonna love you now.
Yeah. But see, so look, a lot of people knock wine. Right, a lot of people be knocking wine, but there's actually scholarly articles on how literally a glass of red wine, Globe Great red wine a day that don't have any sulfates in it, organically grown, organically pressed, how it's actually good, and the fermentation of it have been really literally rebuilding the gut microbiome.
Wow.
So
it's organic red wine.
Organic red wine. Your Merlot, your Cabernet Sauvignon, but it can't have all the sulfates in them and all the additives and the preservatives. So they've been showing how literally a glass of wine a day, so-called, keeps the doctor away.
Maybe I'm going to say and give you the benefit of the doubt that you didn't know what that show was after and how American culture goes about exploiting relationships such as yours for a profit. So you saying, no, I wasn't using them and I gave them money and I did all this and I did all that. At the end of the day, I'm American. TLC is an American-based culture. I know what it is that they're looking for. You fit the criteria. You fit the average Nigerian scammer trying to get a green card. Using these old white women. And she desperate. It's the perfect combination. It was the perfect thing for ratings. And you're going to try to say that you didn't know that America...
No, I think, Tasha, being your guest, I deserve some respect. You can just look at me and say Nigerian scam or Nigerian green card. Them, to be honest, I really want to live with any woman you see me with. I swear, believe me or not, God is my witness. I am willing to live with a woman if I met her. I want to make sure that your way of life and mine can ride so we can vibe together. Don't distract me, please. Don't distract me. I'm on my way, on my journey. Don't distract me. As long as you can live in peace, I don't care. You can be older than me. It doesn't matter. I want peace and happiness. I want love. I want to have a very good understanding with my woman. That is all I'm after. If you and I make it on the relationship, if you and I make it to be on the relationship, I mean the relationship sweet, the TV, fine. If it didn't, it doesn't mean that I have to live in sadness in order to sweet the audience. I can't be with a woman who call me N-word. I can't be with a woman like Lisa who take my money. I can't be with a woman who does not even have a good car in America and thinking that she's helping me. While I have house in Nigeria, I have car, I've been pushing, I've been riding, and then my life is promoting and being good. And then in the scene of the world, you are helping me. Meanwhile, you are not helping me. Being with me, I'm helping you because you cannot give me child. Being with me, you can't give me money. Being with me, you cannot give me connection. Your life is 50-something. You are about to just relax and die. My life is accomplished. I have so many things to accomplish. So if you come to my life and I say, okay, let's live together, please don't give me any headache. Go and check. The president of France, go and check his wife. Almost his mother age. But it's his wife. And they live in peace. If you don't know Macron, his wife is almost his mother. And they live. Is it because he's white, nobody questioned that? Me, because I'm black, I'm from Nigeria, everybody questioned that? Believe me, if I get to America today, and what I'm expecting through business is not gonna work, my wife from America have to come and live with me in Nigeria. Because I do cameo and I make minimum of 8,000 in a month in Nigeria. If I'm making that kind of money in Nigeria, in dollar, I'm a rich man. I'm considered to be rich. Because $1 is 800 naira. $1,000 is about 800,000 naira.
I know.
So if you have that, if I make that kind of money, and I'm living in Nigeria, believe me, it is 100 times better to live in Nigeria than to live in America.
Okay, yeah. I do know, like, because, there's been this big argument about, people having alcohol fetal syndrome and not knowing it.
Yeah.
And so they're saying even one glass of wine could cause a baby to have alcohol fetal syndrome. But I'm like, but when I was pregnant, my doctor told me drink, especially for them contractions. Like the further along you get.
It makes it better.
It makes it better.
Because wine is full of, actual, they call them phytonutrients. It's a phytonutrients in grapes, especially your wine, it's called tannins. And what tannins does, tannins slow down contractions and it helps thin the blood. So like for people that have coagulated blood, they have thrombosis and things that's going on with their veins, you will see back in the day, they used to actually offer wine because the wine have a natural way of thinning the blood out and increasing circulation to bring the goodies in to the body. Now, as far as somebody being pregnant, me understanding what wine is, me understanding for formaldehyde, me understanding what alcohol, even natural alcohol, produces to the body, because it have to be a byproduct from it. Whenever it's called consumption and elimination. Whatever we eat and whatever we consume, we have to eliminate. And the reason why we have to eliminate it because it creates a byproduct. All byproduct of these wines have a certain type of chemical in the alcohol that can be harmful to the babies in the embryonic development stage. That's the only reason why I really wouldn't recommend, and I don't drink, but I really wouldn't recommend nobody drinking wine while they're pregnant for that reason. But wine, that fermentation though, that fermentation is literally rebuilding people's so-called immune system because it's overpopulating and regrowing the gut microbiome.
But you can do that through fasting.
Yeah, you can do that through fasting, but you need some type of fermentation. Now, the good thing about anything you eat go through a fermentation process anyway, and that's the problem with cancer because that's the route it's going to take when the body is deprived of oxygen. If you, like, for instance, if you find a mushroom or if you find any type of organism that was created through fermentation and you put natural food grade hydrogen peroxide on it, it will disintegrate it. So it's like a fight between fermentation and oxygen, but we need them both to actually live and be in symbiosis. They are literally in symbiosis with each other when your body is in a balance of homeostasis.
Okay. I'm going to switch it up just a little bit. I want to talk about sex with you. Because this conversation around sex, throat cancer, anal sex. I think I just heard the CDC, if not the World Health Organization, say that they were going to start now accepting donors, gay donors, again, giving blood as long as they've abstained from sex for at least 3 months. And now we're seeing such a prevalence in HPV related colon cancer, cervical cancers and things like that, and throat cancers. And, they've had a vaccine come out for it and stuff like that. And, I did get my daughter vaccinated. I know it was one of the things where the school said she couldn't come. And this is before I got hip to
I was going to say I wouldn't even send her to school.
You know what I'm saying? This is before you got hip. But, because, the women... I mean, hell, Coretta Scott King died from I believe ovarian cancer, if I'm not mistaken, and stuff like that. And they're saying that these are all STIs where you get them through sex. And so let's start first with anal sex because that's a big one, right? You're seeing more men in general, even women get colon cancer now because women are having anal sex, of course, with men that carry, because what they're saying is men, even though they carry HPV, they don't necessarily have symptoms.
Yeah, it's asymptomatic in men. It's asymptomatic in men.
Symptomatic
in women. Yeah.
How do we get, okay, because now it's like I would be terrified to be single in a day and time right now. I would not just want to be in these streets, and it's like I'm seeing, it's bad when you got a group of friends and out of 5 friends, 2 of them are sick with what they call terminal illnesses from HPV related sexual activities and things like that. How do we even begin to understand what the fuck going on?
So the best thing to do to me, because I understand what the allopathic community is doing. I understand the underlining agenda. So it's hard for me to literally believe anything they say. I have been saying we have been getting a lot of clients with throat cancer. Who says it's from eating pussy and from sucking penis though? Who really said? How do we truly know that? Now, you do have a large diversity of bacteria inside of the vagina canal of women, and you do have a large diversity of bacteria that's totally different from the bacteria inside of a woman and a man penis shaft.
Okay.
When you come together, they do come together in symbiosis. You swapping out bacteria, genetical information, and if you are acidic or you have an acidic blowback, you can share those acidic microbiomes to your significant other, and that's what they will call a sexually transmitted disease. When we done talking, we're talking about bacteria, which we have. Now, as far as a virus, from my understanding and from me actually studying and me being in the healing world and having all these healing testimonies and being in laboratories and working with doctors that love the naturopathic process of healing. If it's a virus, if they call it a virus and it doesn't come from within inside of the body, it's not a virus at all. It's a biological weapon. So now you have to start asking yourself these questions. If there's a such thing as STD, sexually transmitted disease, because remember, I don't really believe in the illusion we call disease, then how did the first person get it? If it's sexually transmitted, where did it come from? Because it have to be transmitted through sex, right? So if the first person got it, how he get it or how she get it?
I was wondering about that, like how AIDS just popped up out of nowhere.
So now we get into things that's called biological weapons of warfare. Now you do have viruses, but viruses actually come from within the body's own cell, and it is produced by something called the exosome and the lysosome. And these are foreign protein materials that haven't been broken down by the cell's digestive system through the secretion of acid that come from the lysosome. So if the lysosome is not working properly, and the exosome inside of the cells, these are cell organelles that's not working properly to break down these proteins to get them to the lymphatic system, for the lymphatic system to kick them out the body by way of urine or sweating, what happened is these half broken down proteins will start roaming through the body, because the exosome is still going to excrete them out of the cell. They start roaming around and attaching themselves to either receptors, they attach themselves to different cells, and then they start messing with things. If you see these same broken down these halfway broken down proteins go to the thymus gland and start messing with the CD4 cells, they will say you have HIV. You see that? And usually it's associated with a parasite, because remember, the body is made of 150 trillion cells, and 100 trillion of them cells belong to actual pleomorphic bacteria. And these bacteria come from something called the granule of the cells. A lot of people are not talking about this because the way that they have shifted the allopathic community, they want to think that you get all of your parasites from outside the body, when most of these parasites come from within inside the body. And if you really study certain types of fruit flies, they don't come from the window outside. These certain nets, they don't come from the drain. They're coming from within inside of the living material of the fruit.
Yeah, I was wondering where the fuck fruit flies
They fucking
from.
coming from the fruit. So if you Google it, they're going to give you a type of lie. Well, they can come through the drain. So what, they birthed out of water? Or they can come from the window. So what, they smelt the fruit from 100 meters away?
So our fruit is giving life.
Yes, fruit, yeah, and just like your biological material give life. So you have organelles inside of cells, just like the body have organs, right? And then we're going to get back to HPV for you can understand what I'm saying. So if your body have organs, your organs are made up of cells, that means your cells have something called organelles. All organelle mean is small parts. Now, the crazy thing is you have something called the granule. It's called the granule inside the cell, GRANULE. Look this shit up. It will blow your mind. Every single month, this thing produces something called a mold spore or a fermenting spore. This spore go through 16 stages. At the 13th stage, if it haven't went back to 1 and go back to that mold spore due to the Krebs cycle, it turns into a pleomorphic fucking bacteria. This bacteria can grow into a parasite based on the homeostasis of your body or based off of the environment that you have your body in. And the reason why, because the body was created to heal itself. So based off of your body, say if your body is full of acids, right? Okay. Bacteria is literally created to eat acids. You have something called macrophages inside of your lymph nodes. These macrophages actually engulf cells. They phagocytose cells. Right alone in them, you have trillions of bacteria that just eat acids all day. So this is what I mean, how they have mind fucked us, right? You would go to the doctor because you have bacteria vaginosis, right? So what they would do is give you an antibiotic and kill the actual bacteria, but the bacteria is only there to do what? Eat the acids. So what is the problem? Is it the overcultured bacteria, or is it the acidic waste that you have inside your vagina canal? It's the acidic waste. So we need to get rid of the acids. And if you get rid of the acids, what happened with the bacteria is this motherfucker will pleomorphosize itself back into the granule of the cell. I know it's
How the fuck till you do that then? Like,
so start eating alkaline forming food and stop eating acid forming food. Okay. Start drinking alkaline forming drinks and substances. Stop drinking acid forming drinks and substances. Start making sure you're controlling your air quality.
Yo, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, and I know a lot of women gonna get mad at me when I say this, but like, say for instance, I know women that do not drink water.
That's super bad, especially for the vagina, especially for the reproductive system. Very bad. And you know that's an actual trend. Now, so I'm kind of on that same trend though.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but look, I'm kind of
going with this conversation.
Yes.
If you don't drink water,
yes,
First of all, it's just like a man drinking beer all day, and I try to tell women it's like he wanted to suck his dick. He reeking of alcohol.
No.
But if you don't drink water, your pussy is reeking of whatever it is that you're drinking, and it causes a smell. I had a friend. We had a wedding one time, and we trying to figure out like what is that smell?
Hey, y'all smell some vagina.
Her husband was like, "That's you."
Yep.
I'm like, do you know I said, you have to drink water.
Yeah.
You're not smelling like water.
Yeah.
You're smelling like, everybody is like, what the fuck is that smell?
Yeah, people don't understand what we eat breaks down into these micromolecules, and it literally changes the genealogy and the structure of our cells. So literally what we become what we eat. So the cells are made up of something called amino acids.
Okay.
And that's why you eat certain foods to get the amino acids out of them. What stick amino acids together is called minerals, and these act like glues that stick the amino acids together to make the cell. The cells use energy called phytonutrients, and that's why you need phytonutrients in the cell. So literally whatever you eat, technically you become what you eat. So if you drinking beer all day, you're going to start smelling like beer.
I'm telling you, and I'm like, women got to understand this. If you don't want to go down on your man and he smells like alcohol, what makes you think he want to go down on you or sleep with you or is talking? You know what I'm saying? Because you're not drinking water.
We even had a concept back in high school when we had a whole pussy eating era in my era, the 80s babies, where women, yes, we had a whole pussy eating era where the women used to, and this truly worked, the women used to go on pineapples for a whole week. And literally, I'm telling you personally, when you ate the vagina, it tasted like pineapple. So we can't even act like so it's or just like sweet urine, or a man that eat fruits all day. You can actually eat fruit for a whole month, and when your woman is performing oral sex and you ejaculate in her mouth, ask her what it tastes like. She's going to tell you it tastes sweet like fruit. Eat a lot of beer and a lot of meat, she's going to tell you that shit is salty as hell.
Yeah.
So we have to quit trying to like avoid the fact that we are what you eat. What you put in your body become a part of your biological structure. Straight, and that's just what it is.
So how do you feel about anal sex?
So for me, homosexual anal sex, I'm against.
Okay.
And
so you're not against homosexual. You're just against the act of the sex, like
because it's not the reason. Okay, so I'm gonna say this: you can't call it sex technically if it's between a man and a man and a woman and a woman. We can't technically call it sex.
Okay.
Just like that wall outlet right there. You notice you have something inverted, then you have something that go in. If I try to take two plugs and stick them together, they won't make a synergetic connection. Something have to have a hole in it, and something have to have a phallus to make a connection. You see that? So to me, because I know people be on this, to me,
that's why you here.
To me, a man and a man can't have sex. They can masturbate each other, but they can't have sex. To me, a woman and a woman cannot have sex. They can masturbate each other. Sex sole purpose, I'm not saying that it's the only purpose, but sex sole purpose is to reproduce. A man cannot reproduce with a man.
Well, they say they're not gonna need women.
Yeah, they're incubating stomachs now. You see that? Do you see the first baby they just did?
With 3 people.
Man, crazy.
I said, y'all fucking with babies. Look,
see that?
Y'all fucking with God for real.
Yeah, but coochie bumping won't produce a child. You see that? So that's a form of masturbation. Now, I come from a biblical background. I'm a Hebraic Israelite. So, from my understanding, what you do behind closed door with your significant other, if it's in the right sense, then we can't knock it. So if you are a husband and a wife and your husband wants to perform anal sex on you, that's on y'all, but I'm not against that because your marriage bed is undefiled. If y'all want to give each other oral sex, I'm not against that. Your marriage bed is undefiled. Y'all into kinky shit, hanging from swings and shit like that. Hey, kudos to you. Your marriage bed is undefiled. My problem is when we talk about nature and then things go against nature and you can't see life come from it, and then we try to push it on other people. If you are homosexual, do you? I'm not here to even judge you. Do you? I understand that the food have atrazine. The water we've been drinking is high in estrogen. A lot of homosexuals, especially males, are not homosexuals by choice. They have been literally, it's a biological weapon that have been targeted on them, and they have became this way. And a lot of them, I talk to a lot of them, they want to get detox to see if they can even detox these type of things up out of their bodies. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not here to judge a homosexual at all, because
I did see a doctor who I guess he ran a study on some frogs, and
his name is Professor Tyrone Haynes, and he discovered atrazine that these different companies was putting in the water. Guess where they dumped this atrazine at? And it's gonna make sense. They dumped it in Atlanta. They dumped it in Southern California. They dumped it in St. Louis, Missouri, and they dumped it in New York. And they dumped it in the 80s. Right after that, you see a spring of homosexuality just pop up out of nowhere. And he noticed when they put the atrazine into these frogs that the frogs changed their actual penises into vaginas, and the sexual organs actually shift and change, and it started messing with the way that they ribbit. They ribbits got literally, so you know a frog have a deep ribbit, it literally changed it into a female ribbit. Everything was the craziest thing. It messed up the cells, so they literally changed the male frogs into female frogs with this atrazine. Same thing that's going on with soy, all these different types of phytoestrogen, all the estrogen they putting in our foods, the estrogen they putting in our water bottles, especially Biferol A. That's why I really don't. Luckily, this is a BPA free bottle. But how they're attacking us, and then what they're doing is legalizing it, and they putting it in our children's face that is super, super, super acceptable. But I'm being truthful. All the men I talk to that is homosexuals, half of them don't even want to be it, and they give you a story on why they homosexuals. Now, I'm not knocking people that saying they've been born.
No, I've talked to men who said it is nothing pleasurable about having sex with another man. They said it's to them it's unclean. It's never like, yeah, you can do whatever you can dish it out, but it's still like it stinks back. They just don't like it. They said a vagina is way cleaner than an asshole, and me having a vagina and an asshole, I'm not letting my husband go back there, because it's not for me. Okay, if he wanted it, okay. But for me, I'm not comfortable with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's y'all sexual preference.
It's waste. It's shit that's coming out my body, and like you have a hole, and that waste is possibly gonna get in that hole of yours and give you whatever bacteria is trying.
But you doing that from the vagina area too, though. So
that's true too.
So yeah, regardless, you swapping out bacteria. Even when you kiss him, when you kiss your husband on his lips, y'all exchange 80 trillion different bacterias, and these 80 trillion different bacterias can sit on a pinhead of a needle. Or of a pen. You see what I'm saying? So regardless, that's the whole point of becoming one. And I'm not here advocating for anal sex at all, but I'm just saying, regardless of whichever way you go, you swap it. Yeah, and look, that's your sexual preference.
Type, I'm like, all right, you done back there, go wash, and then we'll do number two. But there ain't gonna be no.
You ain't finna be double spanked. I get it. I get it. So to answer your question is, I can see the inconsistency in it. I can see you forming certain types of different bacteria. I can see bacteria infections coming from it, but I wouldn't say I would be against it if it is in your household, because the marriage bed is undefiled.
We got Benzino in a mother wine cellar.
I appreciate you having me.
We've been trying to contact you for years.
Well, that's we spoke. That's not my Instagram. Somebody is impersonating me for a while now. For about a couple of years, they've been trying to impersonate.
Because I was like, why is Benzino like saying he gonna come and he don't come through? And I was hitting up that Instagram page that you say is not yours.
Yes, I am Benzino was not mine.
I was thinking about you the other day when I saw the BET Awards. All I could think about was the Source Awards.
See, the Source Awards was really the blueprint for all these award shows. The Grammys and really giving artists their just due. They was just too scared and too leery that somebody would come in and, mess things up. They don't give our culture its just due still.
Yes.
I mean, at the end of the day, hip-hop is a culture of aggressive entertainment.
How did the FCC take your show?
It wasn't necessarily the FCC. We're making so much money that the feds just thought that I was funneling it through a drug enterprise. Here we are, and I had a record in Boston and a reputation already with the police and the feds, and my father was with the mob, and so they just knew there had to be some criminal stuff going on. They couldn't fathom that we was making a couple of $1 million a month just in advertisement. I'm gonna give you a little bit exclusive about what happened that I've never even said. So at the reunion, the craziness after that, and this is probably why me and Mona got to a bad situation, And I've apologized to her. Stevie got us on FaceTime, and I apologized. I said, Mona, listen, I'm sorry. Because at the end of the day, you know, Love and Hip Hop was an amazing opportunity for me.
No, that was
You know
back
what I'm saying?
when Love and Hip Hop was good.
Man, it was
And
dope.
you knew that shit was real.
So I was,
All up until Mimi started forming fake sex tapes. Shit like
that wasn't a fake sex tape.
I mean,
that was a real sex tape.
It was a sex tape.
Did you see it?
But it wasn't like she staged it.
Did you see the sex tape?
I saw the sex tape.
What did you think about the sex tape? As far as a 1 to 10.
Before we get into the Love and Hip Hop aspect of it, because that's where you reached.
Go.
Right? Now I want to ask you
Tasha.
about this because you have been, even I've thrown jokes. You know what I'm saying on my show.
Of course.
About the situation with the Red Roof Inn or
okay.
transgenders
I can go
coming
through
out
all
against
of them.
you.
You ready?
Yeah, you go.
The Red Roof Inn.
Okay.
So Red Roof Inn. I was hustling weed.
Okay.
I was fucked up. Didn't have too much money. All my life I've slept with my niggas in hotels. That ain't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, and was you trapping out the hotel too? Yeah.
That was nothing.
Okay.
The Transformer. All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. You know what I'm saying? Optimus Prime. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But let's get on to the Love and Hip Hop shit.
Let's go.
'Cause that's why we call.
That's why we.
Bambi is in your DM. After I put out the teaser clip, I said Zeno say he coming through to talk
a little pissed off.
to the winos because you put out that wine.
She's a little pissed off.
Because her and Rashida are like this.
And I didn't know that.
Peace to the higher God as I honor our beautiful black woman. The black woman is God. Without the black woman, there would be no us. Without the black woman, there would be no space. As space is black by the black woman. The black woman is to be preserved. The black woman is to be honored. The black woman is to be cherished. The black woman is to be protected by the black man, by us. Our sperm is precious and to be protected by the black woman as we protect her. How dare you try to put your sperm on the black woman's face?
That's right.
The black woman is not a cum bucket. She's an Academy Award. You don't ask a black woman to fuck her in her ass. You don't ask a black woman to suck our dicks. You are to honor and protect that black woman with everything. She births our children. She raises our doctors and lawyers. And for that reason, we will always protect, honor, cherish, and admire and keep safe the black woman. Come on, baby, let's go.
Yo!
I thought we were supposed to serve potato salad and raisins.
Skits like this plus a lot more wine spilled live with me, Unwind with Tasha K on stage in Miami on October 20th, 2023 at 8 p.m. I better see the winos at the Flamingo Bar Theater. Grab your tickets, doors open at 6:30 p.m. and seats are first come, first served within your ticket tier. And if you think I cut up on this here internet, you ain't ready for the shit that's about to go down live on stage. Scan the QR code or get your tickets using the link below. The winos are toasting up in Miami. Purchase now. So what about men saying that? Because I spoke to a man. When was it? Like probably, I would say 2 years ago, and we were sitting. He was a heterosexual man, and we were sitting amongst gays and transgenders. And he said he was like, "I've never had sex with a man. I've never desired to have sex with a man, but from what I read." He said that a man hasn't truly experienced the orgasm unless he does it anally.
So what he's talking about is, and for it on the record, y'all, I've never had sex with a man. I don't desire to have sex with a man. Okay. I'm not a homosexual. Okay. I love women. I have multiple wives, so I love women. Just for it on the record. Okay. So, but what he said do have some scientific truth to it. Okay. So, a man have something called a G-spot. Too. Okay. And the only way you can get through it is through his anus. And I think it's in his anus away from another way for a reason. But we have to realize too that all males have or pleomorphic women. Males become males the 6th week of a woman gastrulation cycle when she's actually pregnant with an embryo. So all embryos start off female, and then as the 6 weeks mark, what happens is that XX chromosome will borrow a Y chromosome, and this Y chromosome will merge with the X chromosome, become a XY, and then that's when the actual, you will see that the vulva, you will see that the clitoris, all these things will elongate, then a penis will come from that, the vulva will come together, and the ovaries will drop down. That's the nut sac to hold the testicles. So even when you look at it in that way, we come from women. Just like a man have nipples, but he can't use them because milk is not produced from him. His prolactin produces something else, but your prolactin produces milk. So all the body parts that you have, I have, because my body literally is a descendant of your body, is a mutation of your body. So technically, men come from women.
I was gonna say, so God is a woman.
I think God is man and woman. So this is me, and I'm not saying this is scientifically proven, but you know, just from all of my study and everything that I came from, I don't think God, the true God, is man or woman. I think that it's a spirit that creates everything, like this force. And I think it did create something first, but that first human it created, I think, was kind of like androgynous. I think it came with both male and female DNA, because if I look at a black woman, that's happened right now. Like for instance, if you and your husband lay down, you get pregnant, that's a female baby until embryo until it reaches 6 weeks, and then it decides whether it's going to borrow that Y chromosome, and then you will start seeing the mutations in the genitals, and then the genitals will change or descend and become an actual penis. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying this to say this. We have all of y'all body parts, just like have a woman have G spots, and there's certain spots that you can hit deep in her vagina cavity to make her orgasm. The same thing men got, because we all have the same parts. Anybody to tell you different, they lying and they don't know biology or science. Now, just so happen the prostate and the bottom of the prostate has a G spot on it, and you can hit the prostate and a man can have an orgasm. They even have certain exercises for this. It's called prostate milking. Literally. And
how do you do that?
So what doctors have been doing, they've been doing this for the last 20 years, where the prostate will get big, and in order to make the prostate go down from stop being inflamed, they will milk the prostate. Literally, a doctor will put on a glove, put some lubricant on her hand, and she will go up into the anus, through the anus, and she will massage the prostate. The prostate would then be massaged. Endorphins will set off in the man, like dopamine, oxytocin, and he will have an orgasmic experience.
It reminds me of that lawsuit that this guy filed against this doctor because she made him come.
Yeah.
When she went in him.
Yeah, that's exact. So look.
And he was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
So he didn't know. He didn't know what was happening there. She massaged his prostate, and he had an orgasm. That's exactly what happened. So technically he right. Men do have G spots, and men can have orgasms from the anus. The whole question is, do you really want to do that though? Because once you have that orgasm, it changes the chemical structures of your brain. Can you handle that chemical change? Because once a man get familiar with that, it's a hand, it's not a vagina. Now anybody can go up there. You see what I'm saying? Now so we got to be very, very careful with tapping into certain feminine parts of our body. Now, me personally, the more and more I study that, I think is hidden behind there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I think it's hidden behind there for a reason. Down for, healing purposes, prostate purposes, and stuff like that. I'm not going to sit up here and knock it, because healing is healing, but using that just for, euphoria and stuff like that, I think that's a dangerous game to play.
But isn't that how a lot of men climax when they're having anal sex though? Is that?
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Through the anal sex, the man is hitting the bottom of their prostate, and that's how he's getting his orgasm. And it's a total, from literally studying this, it's a total different orgasm than a man just ejaculating and busting a nut.
So they don't bust a nut from the.
Yeah, they still bust a nut, but you're hitting a pathway now. Now you're hitting a pathway where the seminal fluid is actually produced at. So you have the.
So it's like taking a shortcut.
It's like literally bypassing the middleman. It's like bypassing the middleman. Yeah.
Wow.
So he technically.
So they wouldn't even want to come back to a regular orgasm. And
that's what I'm saying. After you done did that a few times, now it's like, well, shit. I don't even desire that no more. I'm getting a feeling that I never felt in my life, which is the reason why I think it was right there for we couldn't get that feeling. Because now you're starting to desire it. Orgasms is very, very addictive. So now you're finna be chasing that high. And then after a while, you start changing. Just like I went from smoking weed to tapping into pills. And then next thing I know, I was snorting my own supply, snorting cocaine. I think it's the same thing with anything that brings you a sense of euphoria. After it get old and after you start chasing that high, you start doing anything to get it. So now it don't have to be your woman doing that. It don't have to be your doctor. Now you're starting to get into toys. Next thing from toys, you don't care as long as it's a finger, whoever it is. You see what I'm saying? So me personally, and I'm not knocking anybody, I'm not going against the homosexual community. I just think it was put there for a reason because if that's the case, then why we can't reach it just by going into our woman naturally? Like why we have to do something unnaturally to even reach that spot? You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I know what you're saying. I know they're gonna drag you. They're gonna drag us.
They're gonna.
Yeah, but they're gonna be like, well, if it wasn't natural, why are we able to get back there through the dick?
Hey, look, and you see what I'm saying? But look, that's a good, valid question. If it's not supposed to be touched, why is it there anyway? That's an actual good. And I'm into science. I'm a biochemist. I'm a herbalist, and I'm a master healer. So I understand questions like that.
Yeah.
So that'd be a good question. And me, I would go do the research to find out why is that though. Yeah. Like dang, if a man is not supposed to have an orgasm, why is it there? What's the point of it? Even though the creator hid it, he tucked it well. You gotta go against nature to hit it. But why is it there in the first place? But my only conclusion would be because we are a mutation of a woman. So we have all of y'all parts anyway. Some are just inverted, some is extroverted, some is deep within, and some is rearranged different.
Yeah, but it's very hard to even get to our G spot. Sometimes you got to be married to you got to be with your person.
You got to learn that body.
Yeah,
you got to learn that body.
Look, that's why I say this, because I asked my husband and I was.
Tasha, you be asking some sweaty questions. Shit, I feel like I got to say the right shit around here, God. I'm in this mug sweating bullets.
I got you here.
Hey, God.
I'm gonna ask. No, for real, because my husband and I, we be talking about a lot of shit now. Well, I was like, well, listen,
I gotta
say that.
Put a disclaimer on this mug. Yahki is not into homosexuality. He don't have nothing against him, but he's not with it. I need some disclaimers on this one right here.
He's only no, but like I was telling my husband one day, because like we been married a long time. Yeah. When you first meet somebody, the chemistry there, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's good regardless whether you climax or not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And over years, him and I've been together almost 18 years, right? Married almost 18 years. And you go through pockets of where, and not to say that the sex is bad, but it's like it's not as strong as it was. Facts. And then a lot of people find themselves starting to creep out because they think, well, I've lost that sexual desire.
All y'all got to do is learn each other's body.
Right. Facts. And so like, we went through that phase where it was kind of like, man, this is what they call married sex. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
And we make jokes about that. Like, I'm like, you want married sex tonight or you want, you know what I'm saying? You want islands. You know what I'm saying? He's like, no, I want this. Okay.
And that's why I don't kick kinky stuff. Yeah. I don't kick the swing. I don't kick y'all, because you have to spice it up some type of way. But learning, before I get into all of that and get a swing, or I would go on the balcony.
I was gonna say, you don't
learn my body.
Right. And I was like, think about this. And I was telling my husband, I said, where did you learn how to have sex at? And he's like, huh? I'm like, who taught you how to have sex? And he's like, porn.
Yeah, hey, that's facts.
Right. And I'm just like, and then for me too, like, I think the first time I technically lost my virginity, I didn't technically lose it because nothing inserted me. The dude got off just by rubbing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That was a sex.
He didn't know. I didn't know. I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But no, and we have these courses in class where, they'll try to teach you, the man versus a woman. But it's so taboo that no one teaches you how to have sex. I'm like, well, who taught us how to have sex? Who taught us how to fuck? Because you don't know my body and I don't know your body. Mm-hmm. So how about this? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I started actually researching
facts.
Sex coaches.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, I studied sex coaches for 3 years. 3 years I studied that. I studied sex magic. I studied everything, tantra, everything about sex.
I didn't even know all that existed.
Sex is it's a straight ritual.
I remember when I was like maybe 10 years old. Remember Real Sex used to come on HBO?
Yeah.
And them white folks, even though we was laughing at them, they would have, especially in New York City, they would have a sex coach that wouldn't have sex with nobody, but she would teach them how to have sex by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
She would teach them how to have sex spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
And then she would teach them how to have sex with each other, which means a woman can lay on the ground naked, not touch herself, and orgasm.
I remember a teacher like that where he used prana energy, where he'll go to a woman, he'll lay on her back.
Yeah.
All he would do is put his hands on the top of her lower pelvis, and he'll move energy around, and she will orgasm.
Yes.
The spiritual sex.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Because as women, like, I say this because I had to really, really like study myself. Like, I could just be in a bed and you just get horny, right? And then your body starts going with emotion. A woman can come just off of the motion without touching nothing.
A woman can come by dancing too. Have you heard of that? Dancing,
I ain't never heard of that. Now you gonna have me go look that shit up.
Man, it's so many classes where women learn how to move their lower extremities in a way to work up that kundalini energy, and she literally can come just from winding her hips and dancing.
Now you're gonna have all these women saying they niggas can't go to strip clubs.
I'm just saying.
You ain't going nowhere.
So look, I learned from a teacher, Dr. Layla Africa. That was one of my personal teachers. Shouts out to him. May the Most High rest his soul. Right, he not here with us no more. But he taught me a concept that is just mind blowing to me. He said sexual intercourse is called sexual intercourse for a reason, because you're entering into a course, and this course in this journey is literally a back and forth literature where you learning each other bodies, you learning each other genetic information, you swapping out saliva, copulin, all these different types of antigens. Like a woman have something called copulin or copulin in her vagina that literally is a secretion. It's a mucus secretion that literally makes the man addicted to her pussy. And a man have a different one too in his stroke, and it brings on a certain energy that creates certain molecules that set off oxytocin and dopamine in a woman. So sex is made to bond, and this bond is made to switch out genetic information. This genetic information is read, and then we literally become one, and through that oneness we're supposed to create a human being, right? That's why I said it's not all about just reproducing. Is for a sensual feeling too. Sex is to orgasm and to bring you in a euphoria, and it makes sense because you're playing God and you acting as a creator at that point. So the thing, back to what you was talking about, the reason why anal sex can be bad though is because you have a bunch of nerve endings at the end of your anus that starts from your rectum, and that's the reason why when you start seeing people get hemorrhoids and stuff, it hurts so bad, because
we get hemorrhoids from having babies.
I see. And y'all anuses be ripping.
Listen,
ripping. You got to stitch it back up.
Stitch my shit back
up.
I had 2 kids.
Yeah.
Listen.
So back to what I was saying though. A bunch of anal sex, from my studies, actually weakens the so-called immune system, or what you would call the lymphatic system. Now, a lot of people are going to argue the fact, probably a lot of homosexuals, and they were going to say, well, you weaken the immune system through regular heterosex too. You do, because inside of the man's penis, he produces something that literally weakens the woman immune system for she can get pregnant. If not, the immune system or the lymphatic defense system of the woman will kick on once the man ejaculates, and she'll kill all of the sperm from reaching the egg. So a man literally weakens the woman's so-called immune system whenever he ejaculates in him. Now, the woman also produces something within inside of her mucus secretion in her vagina that is called a spermicide. And that's the reason why when a man shoots off trillions of sperm cells, only one of them motherfuckers make it. Because usually it's not even that they couldn't get back there to the ovaries and to the fallopian tubes to uptake in the endometrial alignment of the cervix. It's that the spermicide that her vagina naturally produced killed all the sperm. So even sex, even sex is acidic in a way, and there's a lot of death that take place during the creation. So sex is powerful because not only is you playing God and you creating, you swapping out genetic material, and I'm learning you genetically. At this point, I'm literally learning your body on a DNA level. That's way deeper than sitting down having a conversation, even though that must take place. And that's why sex is so important, because I'm learning you genetically. That's why if you see people that have sex, they start to look alike.
I was gonna say, because my husband and I, we be having the same fucking thoughts. We ain't even
but y'all having sex though. Y'all swapping genes. Y'all swapping epigenetic transgenerational inheritance. Y'all swapping trauma. Y'all
that's true.
This is scientifically proven. Scientifically proven.
Because I'll literally just be in a car and I'll say something, and he was like, I'm just thinking that. And we're not even like, we could be totally on two separate opposite ends of the spectrum. But y'all right now, so you have something called the electrical magnetic grid. They call it the biofield. It permeates from your heart and from your brain, the Keter chakra, your heart chakra, and it goes 8 feet out of your body.
Literally, we are in each other's aura field right now. We connecting our biofields. Imagine you being with your husband. Y'all been doing that for years. The biofield starts to sync. Thoughts is electric. Your thoughts is not in your head. Dr. Bruce Lipton proved this through The Biology of Belief. It's a book on her. It's proven. They hook things up to their heads to prove how thought, you can weigh them. They have a frequency and everything. Your thoughts are hovering over your head. They're in the grid, or what you would call this network, right? So if y'all have been connected and y'all electrical magnetic grid have been connected for all these years, and thoughts are not in your head, they're literally over your head in the grid until you draw it in. That means the moment you have that conception of thought, he can ping pong, just like the internet work. He can Wi-Fi it and draw in it, and he can start your sentence before you even start it, or finish your sentence while you starting it. This is scientifically
I believe
proven.
that, because I could look at somebody in a room, especially when I got hundreds of thousands of people watching me, I could see what they're thinking.
Oh, facts. I do that all the time when I'm on stage. I
Yeah.
know exactly what's on people's
Yeah,
mind. But that's because we are all in each other's aura field. Everybody think that chakras is not real. They think these are taboos, the meridian pathways. They think that this stuff is taboo and it's not real. This have been proven. Like, I have documentation of 2 French scientists actually injecting something called technetium. Look this stuff up, family. It's a radioactive fluid called technetium. These 2 French scientists had went around the world and started messing with the yogis and all the spiritual people that was vibrating and levitating. Said they made all these claims, and they what they did was they gave all the credit to the meridian pathways. They gave all the credit of healing through to acupuncture. They gave all of this to the chakras, aligning the wheels. The chakras are what they call the churches in the body, right? So these 2 French scientists went out and they invited all of these people back, and they took 16 test subjects, or humans. I don't want to say test subjects. Sound like I'm just in here experimenting on people.
You good.
So they set them down, right? And it's something called technetium. It's called technetium isotopes. Look it up, family. They put technetium isotope fluids in these little ejectors, and they pointed where the meridian's at, and they said, if you put it right here, it's going to map the whole body meridian pathways, and it's going to show you the chakras. Man, they interject that shit in there. 2 hours later, the whole body lit up. They found every meridian pathway, every acupuncture point, all of the 7 wheels, everything lit up in the body. It's a professor too out of San Diego that did the same thing, and she found the actual colors of them. She used the actual radioactive, it reminded me of a damn microwave, and she actually was able to get the vibrations of each chakra in the body, and the colors actually corresponded to what they've been talking about for over 100,000 years. So now science is now merging with spirituality. All the shit that we thought was taboo, that we couldn't prove, is being proved right now with this technology that we're using. So the chakras exist, the meridian pathways exist, the electrical magnetic grid of the earth exists. That's why taking your shoes off and grounding is so important. The electrical magnetic grid that you and your husband share, it exists. An individual one exists. So all these different thoughts and ideas that we are entertaining is actually real. That's why y'all starting to look alike. That's why y'all can finish each other's sentence. And sex doesn't do nothing but tie all these things in tighter. That's why sex is very, very important, and we shouldn't just be giving it up to anybody, especially not the women. Because a man, he has a prong. He can stick it in and bring it out, and he cool. Even the way he nut, he ejaculate. He's always giving. That's why he's mostly doing all the work, doing all the humping, all the pumping, all the stroking, all the poking, and then he ejaculate. He nut inside the woman. The woman vagina is like a suction cup with a penis in it. Notice a penis in the vagina, your muscle starts in it. It's bringing it in because it's trying to ejaculate that sperm from the man. Everything about your body is to bring particles in. Everything about the man body is to shoot particles out. Based off of that alone in biochemistry, you are going to have a longer effect and a more powerful effect than I will. That's why a man can go around fucking anything, but a woman fuck one nigga and she is what? She is addicted for the rest of her life. Not only that, the sperm, remember the sperm breaks down your so-called immune system? Mm-hmm. It has a way of passing the blood and brain barrier, and the receptors actually connect to your receptors. So whenever you have sex with a man, they sperm bind to your brain for the rest of your life.
Oh my God.
Ain't that crazy? Well, look, don't just make you pick your man different now. You're like, I can't just be humping on everybody.
I should have waited on my husband. That's how I feel.
But
for real.
Yeah, but now it is ways to fix this. You can do spiritual cleanses. You can clean your aura field. You can do, you know, certain types of yoni steams. I don't recommend a woman putting anything in her vagina other than penis, though. Nothing else but a penis. That's the only thing that's supposed to go in a vagina. Yeah. But, you know, it's certain rituals and cleanses you can do to get these spirits up off of you. But in fact, when you have sex, you become eternally bonded with somebody forever. So imagine a woman that just had multiple sex partners, and let's not even talk about using a condom. Even though I don't believe in condoms, that's why you're supposed to be with your man and stick with him for the rest of your life. You know, you literally are getting the personalities of all these different men, and then we wonder why we have so many women that is messed up mentally, and they don't even know it's because all of the multiple sex partners.
So what about, like, because I know there's been a lot of talk on social media about men throwing off pH balance.
Yes, a man can do that. And man can get urinary tract infections. Man can get yeast infections. A lot of that. And now think about this though. We talking about bacteria. You have a diverse bacteria in your vagina. Say I go into another woman and have a different classification of a bacteria, then I come back and go inside of you. Because even if I wash properly, you know, they teach you how to wash the penis properly. Start from the balls, go up to the shaft, get to the head of the penis, go around, open up the tip of the penis, wipe through there. So I taught them classes, especially, and I taught my sons how to do that properly, but I tell them all the time, you know, y'all are 16, you 15 now. Y'all finna start getting really into women. Watch how you are out here laying with women, because you can take bacteria from a woman and mix it with yours. This will change and create a new pleomorphic bacteria. Then you will go sleep with another woman. Now you done swap that. Now it's mutating bacteria. And then you go have sex with another woman. You done gave her a bacteria that her body didn't even know fucking existed. And that's how you getting all these different diseases. And then let's not talk about the acid load.
So how do you, like, as a man, I mean, like, and you're with different partners and stuff like that. How do you minimize that, especially for men who have multiple wives?
So I got multiple wives. In syncing the women, like for instance, if you put 3 women in one house for a year, they all eat the same thing. They all having sex with the same man, not at the same time, y'all, because you know how people would take this super far. They all eating the same thing. They all having sex with the same man. They all entertaining the same conversations. We're all embarking in the same tradition. First thing you're going to see is the women menstrual cycle sync themselves, where literally they will come on their periods the same day every fucking month, showing you how the electrical magnetic grid is real. Second thing, you have adaptogens in your bacteria. Remember we talked about this last time. If you go out of the country and you stay a while, the bacteria and the microbiome will literally change to fit the needs to break down your food. Yeah. Same thing for the women. They bacteria will sync themselves after a while, and it literally will be the same exact bacteria. Because, I mean, if you with somebody for a long period of time, I'm not saying this is with every couple, but usually y'all eat the same shit, right? Yeah. So that's bacteria right there. Y'all swapping out DNA. Y'all create new bacteria right there. Y'all going to the same places together. So when you are in a polygamous poly relationship like I am, it ain't like that we just out here just crazy stepping out. We ain't stepping out on each other. I deal with my wives. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we have created a diverse special portfolio amongst ourselves. So it's not really like we swapping out, you know, DNA and back. We ain't really doing that. You know what I'm saying? And they not making love to each other or nothing like that. And my loves, please don't be mad at me for talking about this, because I know I don't really even disclose this, but you got a way of bringing stuff out of people. But
why does everybody say that? Then they drag me like you're getting people. I didn't even ask.
But so you know, when you dealing like that, you literally are creating a diverse portfolio of bacteria that is only amongst us. So it ain't like you just creating new different strands of STDs and stuff.
So what about
like
when you bring in somebody new? Like
it's the same. It's going to be the same process. It's the same process. And of course, make sure everything clean. Of course, you know, you're going to be going to get tested and things like that, especially if you're bringing somebody in new. But it's going to go through the same process. So, you know, you might just throw off the pH the first go round.
You believe in having sex with a woman on her period?
No, I don't believe in that.
Okay, why is that?
Because the menstrual cycle is basically the vagina shedding something called the lining of the endometrium lining of the cervix. So every month a woman produces something called a corpus luteum cyst. This is where fibroid cysts and all that shit come from. So every month a woman produces that, right?
Okay.
If she's not ejaculating in and she's not ovulating and she don't get pregnant, what happened is that egg or that cyst, I'm not gonna say that egg, that'll technically be wrong, but that cyst dies off. When that cyst dies off, it becomes an impurity because it's dead, it rots. It then makes its way and travel through the fallopian tubes and it end up on the endometrium lining of the cervix, of the uterine wall, and the cervix. And what happens is progesterone and estrogen come in and plays its role, and then it produces the period. So literally you start bleeding, and in every drop of blood, you have a dead cell in that blood. So the blood and you are going on your menstrual cycle to detoxify your vagina every month because you didn't conceive or get pregnant.
Maybe I'm gonna say and give you the benefit of the doubt that you didn't know what that show was after and how American culture goes about exploiting relationships such as yours for a profit. So you saying, no, I wasn't using them and I gave them money and I did all this and I did all that. At the end of the day, I'm American. TLC is an American-based culture. I know what it is that they're looking for. You fit the criteria. You fit the average Nigerian scammer trying to get a green card. Using these old white women. And she desperate. It's the perfect combination. It was the perfect thing for ratings. And you're going to try to say that you didn't know that America...
No, I think, Tasha, being your guest, I deserve some respect. You can just look at me and say Nigerian scam or Nigerian green card. Them, to be honest, I really want to live with any woman you see me with. I swear, believe me or not, God is my witness. I am willing to live with a woman if I met her. I want to make sure that your way of life and mine can ride so we can vibe together. Don't distract me, please. Don't distract me. I'm on my way, on my journey. Don't distract me. As long as you can live in peace, I don't care. You can be older than me. It doesn't matter. I want peace and happiness. I want love. I want to have a very good understanding with my woman. That is all I'm after. If you and I make it on the relationship, if you and I make it to be on the relationship, I mean the relationship sweet, the TV, fine. If it didn't, it doesn't mean that I have to live in sadness in order to sweet the audience. I can't be with a woman who call me N-word. I can't be with a woman like Lisa who take my money. I can't be with a woman who does not even have a good car in America and thinking that she's helping me. While I have house in Nigeria, I have car, I've been pushing, I've been riding, and then my life is promoting and being good. And then in the scene of the world, you are helping me. Meanwhile, you are not helping me. Being with me, I'm helping you because you cannot give me child. Being with me, you can't give me money. Being with me, you cannot give me connection. Your life is 50-something. You are about to just relax and die. My life is accomplished. I have so many things to accomplish. So if you come to my life and I say, okay, let's live together, please don't give me any headache. Go and check. The president of France, go and check his wife. Almost his mother age. But it's his wife. And they live in peace. If you don't know Macron, his wife is almost his mother. And they live. Is it because he's white, nobody questioned that? Me, because I'm black, I'm from Nigeria, everybody questioned that? Believe me, if I get to America today, and what I'm expecting through business is not gonna work, my wife from America have to come and live with me in Nigeria. Because I do cameo and I make minimum of 8,000 in a month in Nigeria. If I'm making that kind of money in Nigeria, in dollar, I'm a rich man. I'm considered to be rich. Because $1 is 800 naira. $1,000 is about 800,000 naira.
I know.
So if you have that, if I make that kind of money, and I'm living in Nigeria, believe me, it is 100 times better to live in Nigeria than to live in America.
So why are we so horny during our period?
Because so look, it's a woman asked me.
I be fighting with my husband, like he's like, I'm not going there.
Hey, this is a good topic. This is a good topic. So look, I
be mad because I be like so damn horny. Like I did some bullshit. I'm your wife. You should be able to. Anytime he's like, Tasha, listen to me. He said, I'm allergic to that shit.
Yeah.
He say, he gets like itching and
but
bad rashes
because it's impurities, and I'm glad we talking about this because don't nobody really be talking about this though. So I don't even.
I don't care.
This is good. No, this is good. This is gonna be good for the people because I know they be having these questions, but so let's talk about it. Fuck it. So So I mean, just think about it though. I can see why, because them are impurities. You know, whenever a woman is going on her menstrual cycle, which is governed by the moon, that's where moon get her name month from. That's where minister get all of it come through the moon. She is detoxing her womb and getting ready for next month for when you go through the ovulation period for you can conceive. That's why I say the fundamental principle of sex is to reproduce. Then you just get all the benefits of feeling good, euphoria, orgasmic reactions, and the soul tie. That shit come with it. It's like a beneficial package to the root thing, which is to make a baby. Okay. So whenever you don't have a baby, or whenever you don't going through conception during that month, that cyst have to die. Usually that cyst is dealing with hormones, dealing with minerals to make all these things happen. That shit got to leave out of the body too. So it literally sticks itself to the endometrial lining of the uterus, and that uterine wall sheds. So literally your period is you naturally detoxifying every single month. And notice the less purities you have, the lighter your period be. The more impurities you have, the heavier it be. Sometimes whole blood clots come out of that thing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I noticed, like, because I work out pretty heavy. Like, the more I work out, like, shit, I would go months where I wouldn't even really have a period. It'd be like 2-3 days.
Yeah, but that's because you're producing more mitochondria. You're sweating out all them impurities by working out. Yeah. So you don't have nothing to truly cleanse off the endometrium lining.
But how do we deal with the extreme horniness that we get as women? Because
so look, this is what I say, because I'm not a woman.
Especially the older you get, that shit get more intense.
So me, what I would say is that'd be the best time to utilize that breath work, to really get in that spiritual tool bag and start pulling out different exercises. You know, breathing. I know when I'm super horny, breathing calms me down. Just go breathe, meditate, focus. Usually I got some other shit to do anyway. I'm busy like you. So you know what I'm saying? Usually I can't get to it anyway because I'm traveling.
Busy to fuck down.
You say we stop it anywhere. Exactly. Come on. You funny. But
if he was not fixed, we would have some hella kids around. Because I got pregnant six times. I got 2 kids.
Oh yeah, y'all been doing y'all thing. So look, this is what I would say though, because I'm not a woman, so and that's the thing about me as a man. I'm not finna sit up here and I can't tell a woman everything about her body because I'm not a woman.
Yeah,
I come from a woman. Yeah. I can only tell you what I do as a man. But from on the outside looking in, I say when you getting horny and he don't like to engage while you're on your menstrual cycle, I say tap into your spiritual bag and work on the breath. The breath controls the autonomic nervous system, the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system, and that's what make you horny in the first place. So I say relax that nervous system and breathe, and I think that'll help you out a whole lot.
Okay, yeah, he could help me out better though.
Hey, I think this is a very, very interesting conversation. You realize I talk about this at home all the time. I've never talked about this stuff publicly.
I like it.
I think you done open up the door for a whole new podcast idea.
I'm for real, like, okay. So
I know they've been wanting to know this type of stuff.
Yeah. So back to my question: do you believe that there are people out there that can teach you how to pleasure your partners without, like, do you like, you know how they have like couples therapy, right?
Yeah.
Do you believe that there are people
sex
out
therapy,
here?
Yeah. They exist.
Couples can go because I see so many marriages break down because of sex. Either the man's not getting enough sex, the woman is not being pleased, they're not synced, and I'm like, I tell my friends all the time, go find a sex. I don't know any sex coaches. My thing is, I just got on the internet, started learning shit because that's just the type of like, if I don't know how to work something, I'll figure out how to work.
Yeah, I know a sex coach in Atlanta, and it's a woman. I've been seeing.
She got a bald head.
Yeah.
I was gonna meet with her one time.
She be going hard though.
No, I was gonna meet with her, but I was like, she probably had my shit all out on the internet. I was just like, so I'm going with my husband. So.
Yeah, no, facts.
Yeah.
And this is what I recommend too. If you do. Because I believe that the marriage bed is undefiled. I don't think everybody should be in your business like that. So if you're going to put somebody in your business like that, I don't think it should actually go, because they do. Some of these sex therapists, you can actually have sex in front of the therapist and they will walk you through it. I don't think it should be like that. I think that it should be the clothes is on, y'all basically clothes burning, and she's guiding you through it. But
I saw, like, when I was watching the HBO specials back in the day, especially in California and New York, they had therapists that were there, but if they touched you, they were only showing your mate how to touch you, and then what guide your mate.
See, I ain't even into like. I mean, cause like you ain't touching my woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even into that. And it damn sure ain't finna be no male there. It ain't gonna be no male. Hey, I guess I'm finna YouTube it. I'm finna YouTube it up, baby. Let's sit down. Let's watch YouTube. You tell me what you need.
Okay, so we have a teacher for everything. Like you teach people how to take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you right.
Sometimes you have to touch people.
Look, I guess yes, but that maybe this is ego. Maybe I'm being selfish. I admit that, but you ain't finna touch my woman though. Nah.
But it's not touching her like they want her. Like these are clients of the
you
client.
ain't finna touch I only like my woman hugging other men. You hug your father and your brothers. That's it. You don't hug cousins. You don't hug uncles. None of that. You hug. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just. And look, maybe that's ego. Maybe that's little man syndrome. I don't know. You know.
Little man syndrome.
You know, I'm only 5'6".
Don't tell me you about to go have that leg extension surgery.
Oh no. I'm talking about I'm only 5'6". I'm short. I ain't talking about there. I ain't talking about in that area. But I just feel like I don't know. I just can't imagine. And I feel
like we should get to.
But you just said the same thing. I'm bringing my husband with me. You know.
If you go to a sex therapist, like okay, so if you go to a sex therapist now, we don't need one now. We're good because I went and did the research myself.
Yeah.
And then I would send him stuff to like study. And then he would bring it back.
I think that's a good way. So maybe it should be that way.
Are afraid to even tell their husbands that they not coming. Like that.
But a large amount of women are not coming. It's a statistics done on that where they were saying like 64% of African American women have not experienced an orgasm in their whole life, and these were like 30-year-old women.
I don't believe that.
That's what I'm just telling you. I'm talking about from a man. Now they say they get it by pleasuring themselves. You should. I think that documentary is still on YouTube.
Women, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I think we look down on masturbation a lot. Like we shouldn't have to do it, but it's through masturbation that taught my husband
how to find your parts,
how to find my parts. And so now it don't matter either he do it or I do it. Like it doesn't matter, and I could do it, and he helped me do it. You see what I'm saying? Like
that's different.
That's how we're in sync. But
I'm glad y'all have learned each other like that though. That's powerful. That's powerful.
And I'm open. Like I'm open to everybody but other people in the bedroom. That's just my thing.
Yeah.
I'm a huge germaphobe. Like I'm like I don't know where you been.
The germ theory.
I'm like
them theories.
And then I'm not gay, so I was just like
I got you.
But it's just I feel that. Like I told him, I'm like, okay, especially when we were going through like year 5, maybe year 6, and kids come in, work come in, money could be bad. I think we were going through like a bankruptcy at the time, and this is during I can't remember what year this was, but like, and everything is bad, and you think the one thing that's supposed to pleasure you is not even really pleasuring you. Like
I'm finna say, because nobody had more sex than poor people. I'm telling you.
No, I'm saying, and so that was the thing. Like we had a lot of time to put into each other, like, and really, really.
And that's when y'all work. And that's when y'all worked it out.
Yeah,
that's powerful.
And that's when it was the best. To be honest,
I bet. Ain't nothing. Yeah, post sex. Post sex. That's when you have all your children when you post. Ain't that crazy how that work? You're supposed to be planning to get the bags to get the children, but usually all of that come out of the poverty. Hey, I get it. I know that personally.
But no, I feel like women sometimes exaggerate and they don't understand. Like, sometimes, you being able to orgasm with someone. The woman controls her orgasm. The man helps her get there. But the woman ultimately, when you decide, because I think we're natural control freaks, and we have a lot of stuff on our mind. Like, okay, I gotta go have sex with my kids in the room. So it's kind of like my husband. He likes to take me out of my element. So where he'll take me on vacation.
That way you can do what you did.
Yeah, where I ain't gotta worry. Baby coming in, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because a lot of times we'll just be trying to hurry up and get through it. Whereas if he take me off, to an island or something like that,
y'all can actually take y'all time.
We can take our time and get there, because with women it does take more time. Like, cause I'll be telling him like, you hold it. Yeah. Like, but most women, I'll be talking to my friends and they be like, I wouldn't dare tell my husband to hold it. Why the fuck not?
Yeah. But see, and that's called tantra sex. So and that's very good for the man too. It's actually healthy and more benefit for him to make you come and he don't come. I'm not telling a man to keep his nut in him all the time, because it can be unhealthy. But tantra sex and actually semen retention while still having sex is not a bad thing. It's many different studies, scientific studies and scholarly articles that have come out showing how that actually make men live longer, because whenever you ejaculate and you bust a nut, you're giving away your life force. So the more
my husband started reading a lot on that.
Yeah,
stuff.
the more you bust a nut, the quicker you die. This is scientific fact, but it's a reciprocal energy because you having babies out of it. So
I wish Kevin Samuels was here to hear that conversation.
so
he died in the pussy.
Yeah, I heard about that. So literally, semen retention is healthy. It can be unhealthy though if you do it too much, because you do have to ejaculate. That's the whole point of creating seminal fluid.
How often should a man ejaculate? Say per week.
So from my studies, you can have sex as much as you want, but a man supposed to be ejaculating probably once a month.
Whoa.
For studying tantra and but you have to strengthen up the penis too. And I have a amazing penis strengthening exercise for my brothers. What you would do is you would get your penis hard, and when your penis get hard, you would get one of them thick, like a thick hotel towel. You put warm water on it and you put it on your penis towards the tip, not enough close to the tip where it'll fall off, and you lift it up. All you do is lift it up and try to do that for 60 seconds straight.
Male strippers do that.
Oh, I didn't know that because I ain't never seen no male strippers. But that strength, I'm just putting it out there. But what that does is it strengthens up the muscular walls and the shaft of the penis. So now when you're ready to come and you actually finna bust it, you at the point of ejaculation, you have enough muscle strength to hold it, and you can literally shoot that back. And there's so many health benefits to it for man. It actually raises the Kundalini energy. It's very good for the skin. It raises your testosterone, and it makes you it gives men more strength. It gives you clairvoyance. Men are becoming more focused, able to get more manly thing done. And that's the reason why when you see boxers and like MMA fighters, when they sign a contract, a lot of them do practice it. Some don't, but many of them don't have sex up until the fight. Once you start training, you don't have sex, and now the night of, you get it on after the fight is done over with. But up until the fight, once that training, you don't. You save your save your semen, because that's what you're going to use to pull your life force and that energy for your strength to fight and your will to win. So yeah, I'm glad he reading. I'm glad he getting into that, because it's power. It is power in it. And a lot of women think that we saying we practicing semen retention, meaning that we can't hit it. No, we still can do what we do. I'm just going to be pleasing you. You going to be coming and I'm not. And you going to love it better because I am strong enough now to when I want to come and I see you finna come. Because usually you get to the point where right when you finna get your girl to come, you hurry up and bust. Cause coming together is synergy. So now you have enough strength in your penis shaft to even hold that cum, even if you still want to come, but you just do the exercise. You can hold it out and let her orgasm, and then you can do you.
And see, women, they be like, Tasha, you only deal with African men, because I just feel like they're just a lot more stronger mentally than American men.
But I mean, tradition. A lot of Africans haven't lost their tradition, so I can see that. But I don't want to get off because you asked a specific question, then it spiraled into this. You was talking about anal sex and basically, is it unhealthy? I would say yes, yay and nay. I would say yay and nay, and the reason why I'm saying, I already told you the nay part. The yay part is because it does weaken the so-called immunological system, or what I would call the lymphatic defense system. Now, other people arguments is going to be, well, it's unhealthy to have regular sex too. You know what I'm saying? So yes, you can make that argument, but we see doing it the regular way with male and female create new offsprings of children, and that's what populate the world. So yes, when you are going into a woman, she has spermicides that kills your sperm cells. You have something that weakens her immune system for the baby can take place, and then when you're doing that through the backside, you literally are damaging the lymphatic system because of the nerve endings that's around the anal area.
And I know every time I got pregnant, a moment of conception, I always got sick.
Yeah,
like literally, I always got a cold.
Because you got what? You got a cold. You got her. Because look, your body is literally trying to detox the baby out of you. No bull. Look, I did over 4 research on that.
It happened like twice.
Your body will try to detox it because the body recognizes a baby as a foreign invader. It's even certain diseases, especially when you get into like RH blood and all these. It's certain diseases where your blood will fight against your baby blood, and they have to go in and give you steroids and shoot you with things and make the baby come early. Otherwise, your blood will kill the baby.
What What the fuck?
You can Google this now, where literally you can get pregnant and your body will try its hardest to reject the baby out of the body. But that happens all the time. It's just if you have a man with very strong semen, because he's healthy, he taking care of himself, he's not drinking every day, he getting out in the sun, his sperm is stronger than your natural spermicide, and it won't kill the baby. Plus, his sperm have enough zinc, copper, gold, and selenium in it that once conception happen, these particles become a part of that melanin dot, and that melanin dot is what grows the embryonic baby through gastrulation, and basically it will override your immune system. So your so-called immune system, or what I'm going to call your lymphatic defense system, is literally low the whole point during your pregnancy, for it won't activate and kill the baby. That's simple science. And that's why you have a 3-year rebuilding process after you give birth to the baby, especially if you eating unhealthy. It's going to be a long time. Now, if you was all raw on the baby, you taking your vitamins right and everything, like you can bounce back within a year. You know what I'm saying? But getting your actual uterus to come back down, to shrink back up, all that take a long time, especially if you unhealthy. You unhealthy because your immune system was down the whole time. That's why people ask me the ideal diet for a pregnant woman. I will always say raw plant-based.
Sometimes you can't even eat while you're pregnant.
Facts. Hey, but when you can, raw plant-based. And imagine that you throwing up. Notice you throwing up hot and cold sweats, feet swell most time from the weight too, but feet swelling, messed up circulation. The baby's robbing you of all of your nutrients. You have cold and flu-like symptoms. This is the body literally kicking itself into a natural detoxification mechanism to try to get rid of the baby. And this is actually names for that. And that's why a lot of people call me about the RH blood, and because they be scared that they going to fight against their own baby.
Damn.
Yeah, this stuff exists.
Damn. That is... Yahki, you are just such a wealth of information. Like I said, we got to have you in more often. I don't know how often you in Miami.
I told you all the time. I'm finna go get in the water right now. But no, you was asking them questions today. I liked it. At first, I was trying to be politically correct. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it.
This is not the platform.
Yeah, it's not the platform. It's not. I can't even try to do it. And then even when I do it, you re-ask the question. I'm like, damn, let me just tell you.
Fuck all that politically correct shit.
I love the conversation. I think the people needed to hear this.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, whether they act crazy or not in the comment board, I know they needed to hear that. So that was powerful, and I actually think that us as so-called black people, black men and black women, need to be comfortable talking about that more on platforms, especially about sex, good sex, and all of that, because these things are needed to keep a household together. So I appreciate you.
And I believe that too, because I'm always around couples, I'm always around people, and it's always a breakdown of either communication, and communication leads back to bad sex. Because I'm be honest with you, you could be with a man. That's why you find a lot of women with a lot of sorry ass men, or vice versa.
Because they got good sex.
Because they got good sex, they can get through anything.
Facts.
It's like it heals anything. And it's like, oh, he broke, it's okay. And then at night, it's such a strong addiction that they're willing to just, oh, you was with your other baby mama today. Fuck it. It's fine. You here with me. That's all that matters. Yeah. And that's when you'll find.
You see that on Baby Boy, the movie Baby Boy.
Yeah. Because the dick be so good, Yeah. When I ran into that in the past, I just moved states. Yeah. You have to do that.
Hey, you say to attach to that electrical magnetic grid.
You gotta move states. Yeah. If you stay in the same town, he gonna spin the block back.
Oh, and I forgot. Let's go back to the HPV causing throat cancer. That was a big one that you asked. If you get into situations like that, I can see that coming from sex. Me personally, I don't think that is what's coming from sex. I think that is a biological weapon that they're putting in the air. You smelling dioxins, you see all these train derailments, and then right after all these train derailments, which was 17 of them that happened in United States, 3 of them happened outside of the country. All this dioxin is in the air. All these emissions is high in the air. Our reproductive systems going down, and our actual respiration systems is going down. So this is what I think it is all of the actual toxins in the air that is messing with our throats. I'm telling you, the emissions, the fuels, the coal burning, the fossil fuel burning, the dioxins, all these derailments, the cytotoxins that's in the air, all these burning hazardous chemicals that's in the air. The air is poor as hell out here.
So what about the preventative measures?
And that's what I was just finna talk about. So when you really start getting into the respiratory system and you start getting into how to actually breathe right, I think you should start like cleansing the air, bring in clean air plants into your house, like the spider plant, clean the air real good. You can bring certain types of big crystals that help clean the air. Burning sage help clean the air. Burning Palo Santo help clean the air. This is a bark, a stick that'll clean the air up good, and it charges negative ions in the air. They literally push all these negative particles out. Make sure that you have a actual flow system of air wherever you at. So if you have a front door and a back door, open it. If you have one of them attic fans, turn it on. Stop putting our bodies in like cut off circulated air, because stale air is bad too. And of course too, what causes throat cancer is eating polycyclic amine meats. These are meats that have been overcooked, that's burnt and charred on it, that causes throat cancer. MSG that you use in all of our foods, that causes throat cancer. The smelling of bleach can cause throat cancer. So cleaning products. So find all natural things. If you can, find natural cleaning products to clean your house with. If you can, get more plants into your house, or make sure that you're in a park at least once a day, working on breath and meditation. Watch your clothes, what you're putting in your skin, all of this, and watch these processed fast foods, because they are known to cause throat cancer. So what I think personally, is all the shit that they putting in our environment, and they blaming it on eating vagina and sucking some penis. That's what I think.
Yahki motherfucking awakened.
That's what I think.
Well, I'm glad you was able, because I know I've kind of moved all over the place, because it was just so much. I was like, let me grab this before you move on. Let me grab that. And so I'm glad that we was able to really discuss a lot. I think we've been here for like an hour and a half plus, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably. So we all long.
Yeah, we're going to wrap up. But, like I said, it's always a pleasure to have you here. Please tell them where they can find you.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you just said that. So my website is back up, family. The website is back up. We got a whole new website. I had a hack problem by the government. We know it was y'all. But www.yahkiawaken.com, www.yahkiawakened.com. You can also follow me on Instagram at Yahki Awaken. I think I got about 350,000 followers. So make sure it's the one with the highest, because it's over 71 fake pages pretending to be me.
Holy shit.
Yes, man. And then Instagram won't do nothing about it. I got so many articles with basketball players, with rappers. I got so many articles showing that I'm an influencer, I'm a healer on stage with greats, and they still will not verify me. And then they want me to pay for a verification. I'm like, no, I done put in so much work, I shouldn't have to pay you a monthly subscription to get verified.
Pay for my verification.
You see what I'm saying? Exactly. So www.yahkiawaken.com. You can find me on Facebook at Yahki Hickman. You can find me on IG at Yahki Awaken. You can find me on YouTube at Yahki Awaken, YAHKIAWAKENED.
Bonus question. I was listening to is it a Hindu monk? Is that what they call them?
Yeah, Hindu monks.
And he was talking about water.
Yes.
And I just couldn't help, but I was like, I'm going to ask him this the next time I see him, because I know you're very particular about the water you drink.
Yes, I usually only drink juices, but when I ain't got no juices, I'm very particular about the H2O.
So they said all water, I guess processed the way that it's processed is essentially dead water.
Yes, or they call still water.
Yes.
Still. Yes.
And so what he does, what he recommended, and I always did this, he said, well, you could take the water out the bottle, pour it in a bowl, leave it outside for 24 hours, and the water will become alive.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, through the negative ions that you in electrons from the air, it will. Or you could put a crystal in it. That'll help too.
Really? What about lemon?
Yeah, I would look. So you already on it. Or you could put key lime or lemon juice in it, and that will actually iodize and activate the water too.
How long will it take for the lemon to start?
The lemon. So once you put it in there, once you put it in there, shake it up, and you're able to taste the lemon, it's already going through its oxidative phase, and that'll actually bring on negative ions in there. And that's why lemon. It's called citric acid. Adding citric acid to still water structure the water. So if you want to structure, and that's what's called living water, structure water. Yeah. So if you want to structure water or alkali your water, add any type, even what they call it, the pink ones, the big pink ones. I can't think of it right now. You got lemons, you got fruit.
Grapefruit?
Grapefruit.
Okay.
Thank you. Even grapefruit do that. And another one that do it is a tad bit of sea salt.
Okay.
So these things that electrify.
Like seawater.
Yeah, seawater super good, especially to rub and wipe your body with. Don't drink it because it'll kill your ass.
No.
On your skin, man, that's amazing. Sea salt minerals and stuff.
No, I usually I be down there at the beach like I did this Saturday. I took a bottle like this and I scoop the seawater up, and then I use it.
Yeah, on your face. Yes, it's very
as my
good.
toner. People be like, "What you doing with this?" It's free.
Yeah, but that's a good question though. So just for it on the record, if you want to actually make your water living again because it's been still, you can either do your key limes, regular limes, lemon, a little bit of sea salt, or you can put it in a bowl outside in the sun because the frequencies of the sun and the electrical magnetic grid of the suns will actually infuse the water with the electrons you need to actually bring the body into a balance of homeostasis. And the reason why it's called still water is it have become dead because it became unstructured. And all these things
you find yourself thirsty.
Yes,
when you're done drinking.
Exactly. And that's why I always push H3O2, which is juice other than water. But if you're gonna use water, these are a way to alkalize it more and to structure the water back.
Okay.
Yeah. Good question. You've been asking them good questions. I see you.
I've been reading. I like to read.
I'm gonna be meditating on that all day. Like, you ask some questions.
No, I hope you'll come back now. Like,
I'm back. It's gonna get better and better. Let's build this thing up.
All right, cool. No, thank you so much. Congratulations on selling out the Apollo. That was pretty dope. I think that's the first time somebody did it on that level. Like, y'all coming on the outside.
Me and 19 Keys shut that deal down. A lot of my following came, and I like his idea and the way he did that was powerful because he got to bring his following, I got to bring mine, and there was no problem. I seen hundreds of my people in there.
Do me a favor, when you talk to 19 Keys again, tell him sometime when he had a guest, we want to hear him talk. We want to hear the guest talk. I like 19 Keys. I'm like, God damn.
You know, Keys, he like me. He's so full of knowledge and information. Like when me and him was on the show, we was basically robbing each other of the conversation.
I was just like,
we know so much, and we was trying to get it all off.
Like he had Shaka bars on there, and I'm like, I want to hear Shaka. Shut the fuck up. Like,
no,
shit.
that's my brother. Shouts out to 19 Keys. But no, I let him know what you said.
Yeah, please. Like, I fuck with everything he doing, though, but I'm like, God damn it, he ain't going again. Yes. I'm like, he need to do separate podcasts with just himself. And then when he got the guests, just ask, answer.
You know what's crazy though? They was saying that when me and him did ours, that was like, Yahki, you just kept going and going. So I think, and that's,
but you're the guest though. That's okay.
No, I get that, but but me, I think that's why I wouldn't be a good interviewer because I know so much and I be trying to get it all off. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think I wouldn't be a good interview. But man, shouts out to 19 Keys. He's doing some very powerful stuff out here.
I like a lot of his conversations. I love the guests that I discovered you on this platform.
Yeah, he bringing some of the smartest people in the world on. And shouts out to Earn Your Leisure, which is the platform he's doing all that on. So I think they got a good thing going on, and I think it's gonna get bigger and bigger. And I'm on tour too. I'm on tour. We are on the HBCU Health and Liberation Tour. We hitting all the HBCUs and all of the different states.
Right. I'm gonna try to check you out at Clark.
Yeah, Atlanta Clark University on the 3rd. Yes. Yeah, make sure y'all come out.
Yeah, I got a doctor's appointment on the 5th, but so I'm thinking like I can't miss that. But yes, on the 3rd, yes.
Come check me out.
Definitely.
I'll give y'all the VIP.
Even though I don't even like Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'll come.
Yeah. They gonna show up. So I appreciate you.
Anytime. We're gonna link everything below so that they can follow you, subscribe, get tickets to your up and coming event. We'll get this out before then so that they can,
powerful. Let's do it.
And everything. So, but thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for pulling them answers out of me. Appreciate it.
And we got the exclusive. We got multiple wives.
Right. That's first time I ever aired that. A lot of y'all already know that, but a lot of people
they know not to even go there and ask. Peace to the higher God as I honor our beautiful black woman. The black woman is God. Amen. Without the black woman, there would be no us. Amen. Without the black woman, there would be no space. Amen. And space is black. Amen. By the black woman. The black woman is to be preserved. Amen. The black woman is to be honored. Amen. The black woman is to be cherished. Amen. The black woman is to be protected. Amen. By the black man. By us. Amen. Our sperm is precious. Amen. And to be protected by the black woman as we protect her. How dare you try to put your spur on the black woman's face?
That's right.
The black woman is not a cum bucket. She's an Academy Award. You don't ask a black woman to fuck her in her ass. You don't ask a black woman to suck our dicks. You are to honor and protect that black woman with everything. She births our children. She raises our doctors and lawyers. And for that reason, we will always protect, honor, cherish, and admire and keep safe the black woman. Come on, baby, let's go.
Yo!
I thought we were supposed to serve potato salad and raisins.
Skits like this plus a lot more wine spilled live with me, Unwind with Tasha K on stage in Miami on October 20th, 2023 at 8 p.m. I better see the winos at the Flamingo Bar Theater. Grab your tickets, doors open at 6:30 p.m. and seats are first come, first served within your ticket tier. And if you think I cut up on this here internet, you ain't ready for the shit that's about to go down live on stage. Scan the QR code or get your tickets using the link below. The winos are toasting up in Miami. Purchase now. We got Benzino in a motherfucking wine cellar.
I appreciate you having me.
We've been trying to contact you for years.
Well, that's we spoke. That's not my Instagram. Somebody is impersonating me for a while now. For about a couple of years, they've been trying to impersonate.
Cause I was like, why is Benzino like saying he gonna come and he don't come through? And I was hitting up that Instagram page, which you say is not yours.
Yes, I am Benzino was not mine.
I was thinking about you the other day when I saw the BET Awards. All I could think about was the Source Award.
See, the Source Awards was really the blueprint for all these award shows. The Grammys and really giving artists their just due. They was just too scared and too leery that somebody would come in and, mess things up. They don't give our culture its just due still.
Yes.
I mean, at the end of the day, hip hop is a culture of aggressive entertainment.
How did the FCC take your
It
show?
wasn't necessarily the FCC. We're making so much money that the feds just thought that I was funneling it through a drug enterprise. Here we are, and I had a record in Boston and a reputation already with the police and the feds, and my father was with the mob, and so they just knew there had to be some criminal stuff going on. They couldn't fathom that we was making a couple of $1 million a month just in advertisement. I'm gonna give you a little bit exclusive about what happened that I've never even said. So at the reunion, the craziness after that, and this is probably why me and Mona got to a bad situation. And I've apologized to her. Stevie got us on FaceTime, and I apologized to Mona. Listen, I'm sorry. Because at the end of the day, Love and Hip Hop was an amazing opportunity for me.
No, that was back when
Like,
Love and Hip Hop was good.
Man, it was
And
dope.
you knew that was real.
So I was,
All up until Mimi started forming fake sex tapes. Shit like
that wasn't a fake sex tape.
I mean,
that was a real sex tape.
It was a sex tape.
Did you see it?
But it wasn't like she staged it.
Did you see the sex tape?
I saw the sex tape.
What did you think about the sex tape? As far as a 1 to 10.
Before we get into the Love and Hip Hop aspect of it, because that's why you reached
go.
Right? Now I want to ask you
Tasha.
about this because you have been, even I've thrown jokes, you know what I'm saying, on my
Of course,
show.
of course.
About the situation with the Red Roof Inn or
okay.
transgenders
I can go
coming
through all
out
of
against you.
You ready?
You go.
The Red Roof Inn.
Okay.
So Red Roof Inn. I was hustling weed.
Okay.
I was fucked up. Didn't have too much money. All my life I've slept with my niggas in hotels. That ain't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, and was you trapping out the hotel too? Yeah.
That was nothing.
Okay.
The Transformer. All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. You know what I'm saying? Optimus Prime. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But let's get on to the Love and Hip Hop shit.
Let's go.
'Cause that's why we call.
That's why we.
Bambi is in your DM. After I put out the teaser clip, I said Zeno say he coming through to talk
a little pissed off.
to the winos because you put out that wine.
She's a little pissed off.
Because her and Rashida are like this.
And I didn't know that.
Maybe I'm going to say and give you the benefit of the doubt that you didn't know what that show was after and how American culture goes about exploiting relationships such as yours for a profit. So you saying, no, I wasn't using them and I gave them money and I did all this and I did all that. At the end of the day, I'm American. TLC is an American-based culture. I know what it is that they looking for. You fit the criteria. You fit the average Nigerian scammer trying to get a green card.
Nigerian what?
Nigerian white women. And she desperate. It's the perfect combination. It was the perfect thing for ratings. And you're gonna try to say that you didn't know that America.
No, I think Tasha, being your guest, I deserve some respect. You can just look at me and say Nigerian scam or Nigerian green card. Them, to be honest, I really want to live with any woman you see me with. I swear, believe me or not, God is my witness. I am willing to live with a woman if I met her. I want to make sure that your way of life and mine can rhyme, so we can vibe together. Don't distract me, please. Don't distract me. I'm on my way, on my journey. Don't distract me. As long as you can live in peace, I don't care. You can be older than me. It doesn't matter. I want peace and happiness. I want love. I want to have a very good understanding with my woman. That is all I'm after. If you and I make it on relationship, if you and I make it to be on relationship, I mean the relationship sweet, the TV, fine. If it didn't, it doesn't mean that I have to live in sadness in order to sweet the audience. I can't be with a woman who call me N-word. I can't be with a woman like Lisa who take my money. I can't be with a woman who does not even have a good car in America and thinking that she's helping me. While I have house in Nigeria, I have car, I've been pushing, I've been riding, and then my life is promoting and being good. And then in the scene of the world, you are helping me. Meanwhile, you are not helping me. Being with me, I'm helping you because you cannot give me child. Being with me, you can't give me money. Being with me, you cannot give me connection. Your life is 50-something. You are about to just relax and die. My life is accomplished. I have so many things to accomplish. So if you come to my life and I say, okay, let's live together, please don't give me any headache. Go and check. The president of France, go and check his wife. Almost his mother age. But it's his wife. And they live in peace. If you don't know Macron, his wife is almost his mother. And they live. Is it because he's white, nobody questioned that? Me, because I'm black, I'm from Nigeria, everybody questioned that? Believe me, if I get to America today, and what I'm expecting through business is not gonna work, my wife from America have to come and live with me in Nigeria. Because I do cameo and I make minimum of 7,000-8,000 in a month in Nigeria. If I'm making that kind of money in Nigeria, in dollar, I'm a rich man. I'm considered to be rich. Because $1 is 800 naira. $1,000 is about 800,000 naira.
I know.
So if you have that, if I make that kind of money, and I'm living in Nigeria, believe me, it is 100 times better to live in Nigeria than to live in America.
I just like to keep my private life private because of the government. One of the seminars I did, somebody tried to run up on me and stab me with a knife. Yes, in Detroit. I did a seminar in Detroit.
How tight is your security?
They fucked him up. So they got him up out of there. But he did try to run up in there, and then people.
Why would he try to stab you with a knife?
So I got enemy. I don't know if it was a get your hand out of my pocket type situation, because you know how black people killed Malcolm X, but they was actually hired by the government.
Right.
So we most definitely tighten up on security way more, but we be getting followed all the time. They stay following us. They stay messing with us, harassing us, tapping the phone lines, and it's like, dude, I don't believe in disease. It's an illusion. So. You know what I'm saying? So just based off all the things that's been happening with us in the government in these last 5 years, I just keep my children private and I keep my women private. My private life just be private. So I know a lot of them want to know more personal things about me. It's just that there's so much going on with this government and the type of job I'm doing that I try to keep everything private. So y'all got a nugget today. Yes, I have multiple wives.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll get it back. Podcast episode 6. We're going to be like, day in the life of Yahki. How the fuck do you? It's like, my husband can't even handle me. I'm a whole business. Like, it's just like shit.
Man.
I don't even know. I said, look, I'm watching this lady on TLC and she got like, I think it's like 4 husbands, if a black woman.
Wow.
Yeah.
What you think about that?
I couldn't do it.
That's crazy to me. It's scientifically, that scientifically don't make sense by out. Like I can prove polygyny with multiple women and one man in nature.
My husband he was like, I think if you weren't married in your position, you would have multiple husbands. And I'm like, what? I'm like, why would you say that? Like, cause I'm not, like, it's a lot of work. Like me having to go in and mentally connect with 4 other people, and then they all had it. You know, you gotta have sex pretty much every day because he ain't getting it every day. So by the time 3rd day come, you then your period come, everybody off, and they talking about who got first.
That's the craziest concept to me.
Yeah.
And I think it's a place in India, I believe, that actually practice that, where this woman got multiple husbands. And I don't know. I think in order for a man to be able to do that, you have to be like, you have to have more feminine than masculinity to be able to do that. To me.
They look a little suspect.
Cause I'm a alpha man. You ain't touching. I ain't finna let a sex instructor touch mine. You sure ain't finna be with no another man. No, that ain't even happening. Like that.
What if it was a woman sex instructor?
No, I'm that. See, I'm that. I don't want to say possessed.
Taking your hand
and guide. Now that's cool.
Guiding you, but not like.
Now I let a woman instructor do that, guide me through. But that's after me and her done sat down and we done talked. Because if we can't
advocating for that for women, like I had the pleasure of learning myself, and my husband is a very open person. Yeah. So like teaching him, because like, you know, my body at 24 is not the same body.
It's a different body.
41. So what pleasured me then? Right. You know, now it's taking me longer to reach orgasms, and they got to be more of quality and
facts.
You know, things like that.
But
so,
you would, but I just want to put it out there. You did self-studying first, and you learned it. So I don't want people to just go straight to a stranger and have them do what Tasha did first. Learn it first, and sit down with your significant other and see if they can instruct you. But what I've been learning too is a lot of women don't know their body. A lot of women don't even know their body. So now maybe that is where the sex instructor come in at, because now you got to teach a woman how to even learn her own body.
Like I've heard my female friends say, like, I'm like, if you're like, say for instance, you know, a man is giving you head. If it's too sensitive, tell him. Yeah. Like, be like, hold on, whoa.
But I mean,
like, I don't want to ruin the moment. I'm like, but it's already ruined. Like,
I mean, if you a man like me, I like to be talked. Talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Talk me through.
And if they don't like to be talked to,
talk me through
that's not the partner.
Like talk me through it, because I want to make sure I'm pleasing you, and then I like all that talking back and forth anyway. So I mean, talk me through it.
I tell women all the time, you have to do that. Like, if you don't talk to him, how he
gonna know? How he gonna get better?
No, exactly. It's the same for him when he tell you, oh, you're biting me.
Hey. No teeth. Straight up.
So I'm like, if he tell you, why you can't turn around and tell him? Because you faking. You faking. It's like you being pick me now, and it's like, nah, like it doesn't show that you're not attracted to him sexually. You are, but as a woman, you can't leave this earth not being able to.
Communication is key.
Man, listen, I'll tell my husband, you better not motherfucking come just like that. He be like, all right, let me go drink my water.
Let me reset. Have you ever heard the reset? Let me reset. I got to reset now. I got to reset.
He be like, it's one of them days. Go ahead. I'll be like, you better not fucking come. This
was a good conversation.
Yes, thank you, Yahki. Thank you. Anytime, we definitely gonna have you back. So
yes, let's do it.
I'm gonna try to go celebrate what's left of Mother's Day.
Okay.
My child, she hooked me up. When I spent a bag on you, I said, hold up, that was my bag?
You spent your bag? I don't celebrate holidays.
I don't like them either. I promise you, every time they come up, I can't.
But I am.